Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the SIMRIGS V8 Veterans for Split 2 of Season 28 here. We're in for Round 4 tonight at Winton Motor Raceway for the 4th round of Season 28 here. We're live across both Infinity Broadcasting and the V8 Veterans YouTube channels as well. Bit of a later start for you here this evening. It's been quite a busy weekend for the Australian sim racing community. The Battle of the Broadcasts is currently on. Infinity Broadcasting, in fact, is being represented right now by Shane Randall over there. So we thank you, Shane, for helping me be represented. And then as well, a bit of shifting in schedules because of the Pro Series race being on last night as well out at Sandown too. And I've got a busy Sunday coming up, so I'm not able to change the broadcast date for today's event. So here we go racing today, 9 p.m. Brett will be here with us later. He's not going to be here with us from the start. Unfortunately, he is at a friend's birthday, but fortunately for him, he gets to enjoy himself. Unfortunately for us, we don't get him from the get-go. Let's have a quick look at where we are here this evening, of course. And where we are in the championship as well, as you'll join us into the chat out there as well. It's great to have you all joining us. This is the current championship points. Stephen Kokoschke leads the way on 546 points, ahead of Scott McKenzie, and Paul Burns currently inside of the top 3. Stuart Hall drops to 4th place after a horrid race at Shell V-Power Motorsports Park last time out. He'll look to reset himself here this evening at Winton and try maximise some points. Rick Viger then start his P5 at this stage ahead of Matthew Day, Darryl Callahan, Mick Clifton and Andrew Listener for our top 9 at Abel Verban, currently top 10 in the championship. But equal points at the moment with Scotty Weston right in behind him. So equal points is currently the form for some drivers out there. So great to see them all running strong as well. And there has been some strong performances from drivers previously as well. Mick Clifton so unlucky last week not to finish on the podium. We'll see if he can make up for that here tonight, as well as some other drivers who had some poor luck as well. But we currently are for the season, and as we stated, 4th round of the season, sprint round tonight. So how it's going to work is a 30-minute heat race, which has been determined, the grid of which has been determined by qualifying. But the interesting point for you is the top 10 has been inverted from the qualifying for race number 1. So whoever actually gets 10th place in qualifying will start pole for race 1 here this evening. A very interesting change up for you. The second race, then, the 45-minute race, we will find ourselves with a continuous grid off of the back of the outcome of race number 1. So whoever finishes first in race 1 will start first in race 2, and so on and so forth. It'll go down to the wire. It means that there's no compulsory pit stops tonight, but there is still some strategy at play. The first race, if you can save the fuel, you can go all the way. Roughly 22 laps is the current projected outcome for that one. But in saying that, are you going to be able to make it? Well, it's going to take a massive fuel save. You're going to have to be running around about 2.2 to 2.3 litres per lap to make it to the end of the 30-minute race without taking a pit stop. The second race, 45 minutes, you got no hope of doing it without multiple safety cars, and that's going to take, at least 5. Oh, but I'm not 5 necessarily, actually, maybe only 1 or 2, because you will lose time with safety cars as well. Remember that. We're not losing laps today. We're losing time. That means we're not going to have to do as long of a race as what we previously would have had to have done if this was a lap-counted outcome here today for this race. Let's have a quick look at where we are for Winton Motor Raceway. Of course, we're just on the northeast side of Victoria, not too far from the border of New South Wales, not too far from the city area of Albury-Wodonga as well, in the sort of beautiful bushland area here of northern Victoria. One of the home circuits that I like to claim alongside Sandown and Phillip Island being that I'm a Victorian. As we zoom our way on in, we see that this 3-kilometre circuit, 1.8 miles, is going to be a real test for these drivers here tonight. It's very, very tight. It is an old school circuit, and one that a lot of drivers will find struggles with. You start on the main stretch in the run up towards turn 1 and turn 2. That is going to be a big challenge up through turn 1 and turn 2. We could see some early dramas through there. We could see some dramas off the exit of turn 2 and near the wall on the exit as well, a la Tony Longhurst and Paul Morris style. They've got to be cautious. They've got to be careful through those S's at the beginning of the lap. Very easily it can really start to run away from you. Then we run down towards turn 3, the former turn 1 at the original variant of the circuit. Again, trying to tuck it in tight, keep yourself nice and tidy. We've seen some controversy here over the years, including one incident that took place quite a few seasons ago when we were here previously, of drivers diving up late onto the inside at turn 3 and then causing contact through there and becoming quite a controversial call for race control to make. So that will be a tough task for them to determine here tonight as well. Down towards turn 4, we then ride the fast-paced run up towards the long left-hand sweeper at turn 5, through the rollover corner at turn 6, past the burnout pad down there, which is accessible. So hopefully we see some celebrations down there tonight from the drivers, up towards the braking zone of turn 7, and then down past the gum tree at turn 8 and up through turn 9. This little midsection here, very difficult. You can easily get overrun with other cars, overlapped as well. And what this track offers up is it offers you the opportunity to try and make a name for yourself. The way you make a name for yourself here is you've got to be planning your moves 2 corners ahead. So if you want to make a move at turn 10, you've got to be planning for it at turn 7 or 8 and set yourself up for it right there to get it done at turn 10. Same thing for turn 12. You've got to be thinking back at turn 10, oh, I've got to get alongside, I've got to try and set up a move for 11 that then completes at 12. So it is a track that you've got to pre-plan and pre-set yourself up for to make those moves. And that's the struggle that the drivers are going to be running with here this evening. We'll see how well they do in that struggle across the night, though. Down towards turn 10, where the national circuit begins once again, and you run up towards turn 11 and turn 12, and then down the main straight. Pit entry tonight, it's going to be an interesting one. I'm going to tell you that right now. Very interesting one is the pit entry. So you come in super hot, very easy to end up in the grass, very easy to end up in the wall. You've got to try and pull it up almost to a dead stop. You go so slow at that little hairpin. The timing software actually classifies you as having a break, or having a crash. So you've got to be cautious of that down there as well. Down in through the farm gate to enter pit lane. Pit exit shouldn't be too bad, although you are offline, but you're coming up towards online at turn 1. A little bit iffy, so that's going to be a struggle. We're, of course, based out of Benalla in Victoria. It was opened back in 1961. This layout's been used ever since 1997, though, 12 turns. We said 3 exact kilometres for this clockwise direction circuit, as well as qualifying is underway at the moment, and drivers are trying to get themselves done and dusted and ready for the sprint race here tonight. We've got so many chats out there already, and we thank you all for joining us here tonight. Brett was out there earlier on getting the punters all fired up, of course, before he had to take his quick leave of absence before the commencement of the broadcast here today. We've got Bella in the chat with us as well, who got a little bit of a giggle out of the comments from Brett. Brad Hayes is out there too, of Farcanel. Nathan Favero, Damien Fisher, of course. Jaden Stark with us as well. Craig Miller's in the chat with us too. Gary Buckland's out there with us as well. Sean Palmer watching with us. Thank you so much, Sean, for watching. Hope you're staying safe. Luke Ullman watching along with us too. Steve Kokoschki's in the chat. He's had a great run thus far this season, and we're going to start the polls early here. Is Stephen Kokoschki going to keep his perfect... if I can spell his name correctly. Let me double check I've actually spelled it correctly. I did. Very good. Is Stephen Kokoschki going to keep his perfect podium run alive tonight? That is the question we're going to be asking. Now, how he will keep that perfect run alive is he must finish in the top 3 of the round. Not the top 3 of the race, top 3 of the round. And that will be the case. Maybe Brett will be too drunk to commentate. Who knows? He's got to be able to get himself home again. So we assume he's going to be fine. But yes, Luke Ullman, as I said, is out in the chat with us too as well. Great to have you watching with us. Joe Mahoney in the chat. Roy Clark as well. Mick Clifton's joining us. Rick Viger in the chat. Choney Chapman as well. Dave Duddle's out there with us too. Great to have you all watching along. For Kokoschki to do that, he has to finish on the podium, relatively speaking, in both races. Really, he needs to finish inside of the top 4, and if it's inside the top 4, he's got to win one of the races. So he has to be within the top 3 of the points of the round. The round results, he would have to be in the top 3 for that podium run to continue. He has finished on the podium in the first 3 races of the season. He's not finished off the podium. Now, we've got 2 races tonight. As I said, he doesn't have to finish on the podium in both races, but he needs to be in the top 3 of the results for the whole round to be classified in that moment. So we'll see if he can do it or not. Time will tell. Let's have a look at the starting grid for tonight's race. Mick Clifton will carry the momentum off of last week. Now, it's stating that he's starting on pole, which means I think it's made a bit of a boo-boo. And the reason it's made a bit of a boo-boo is it's giving us the starting grid for the second race. So maybe that gives you some leeway, maybe not. I don't know what it's done. But instead, we're going to show you the results from qualifying. This is going to make it easier for us to tell you what the starting grid is tonight. Unfortunately, we lose our starting grid graphic, which is a shame, but that's okay. So, this is how qualifying ended. This top 10 has been inverted for how they qualified. So, in fact, it will be Stuart Hall off P1 alongside Craig Friend on the front row. Tony Chapman, Dave Arney then in behind them, with Mick Clifton, Scott McKenzie ahead of Joe Mahoney, Stephen Kokoschke, Craig Miller and Chad Viger will then make up the top 10. Tim Mulford will then start in behind them with Darren Crosby ahead of Matt Day, Todd Duggan, James Boardman. The top 15 with Paul Burns, Matt Monday ahead of David Duddle. Makes his return to the series. He hasn't raced all season. He joins his new team of Shadow Racing as he gets fired up to go racing here this evening. He will start ahead of Andrew Gully and Yusuf Korfidis. And you see as well there Matt Day lining up for DOSR Sim Racing. That's his new outfit that he's gone to as well. Down that order too. To the next row of the grid, we find Roy Clark ahead of Scott Weston with Abel Verban and Michael Quain. Starting ahead of Chris Blanchard and Adrian Zeal for the top 26. Andrew Listener, Brett Taylor ahead of Brett Fisher and Rick Viger for our top 30 out there. In behind them, it'll be Derek Lovegrove, Travis Brand ahead of Darryl Callahan. Joel Oosterval makes his debut return to the series for the season. He lines up for DOSR Sim Racing as well. Simon Heddersheed starts ahead of Darren Goosey with Peter Kelleher, Wade Reynolds, Halil Cesar and Scott McCune at the back end of the field tonight. Lon Mackay will be starting from the very rear end of it all as well. So we look forward to seeing what happens here in race number 1 for the evening. First race of the evening, as I said, and they are all fired up and ready to rock and roll for racing action. Logan Barnett in the chat list too, as is Hazy. Great to have you watching along with us. We're going to end the poll there. And it seems that of the 15 votes, we've gained a voter. Very good. Let's get more votes in those polls, please. You guys are out there watching along. We've got 41 people watching. You can all get into those polls and vote. You're able to. It's free. No. 67% of you think no. He will not keep his perfect podium run alive. 33% of you think he will. So we will see if he can. How's this going to play out? Logan Barnett says, well, time will tell how it will play out for this evening's racing affairs. Of course, here at Winton Motor Raceway, it's often a track that will lead to a little bit of chaos and controversy in the early going. For Craig Friend, well, he's going to try and maximise this P2 start. For Stuart Hall, he's been handed a hell of a lifeline off of the back of the horrid race start last week at Shelby Power Motorsports Park, and then the poor luck that he had at Tailem Bend as well. So for Hall, he can try and maximise this now to take home some solid points, put himself back up within the top 3 of the championship, and put the stamp on a championship charge for the 49 Chevrolet Camaro driver in the MPI car this season. We will see if he can do it out there as well. Brett Horsell in the chat with us. And that's the question too that, we're getting asked. Who is going to fuel save? You can make it home in this race by fuel saving at roughly 2.2 to 2.3 litres per lap. If we go green the whole way, no safety cars, 22 laps, you cannot make it on fuel if you're running above that 2.3 litres. If you're going to decide to pit, you've relatively speaking got to try and do it early to try and undercut the field slightly, push yourself forward. But you also maybe want to go long in case that safety car comes out, because if it does come out, you will make it home without the pit stop. So those are going to be some important points to think of. Our pole sitter is on the grid tonight, Stuart Hall. Ready and waiting to push this car into a race-winning position here out at Winton Motor Raceway. There you see Craig Friend alongside him, lining up, hot and ready to contest here this evening. The 49 MPI Camaro Starts on pole for the first time since he joined Infinity Motorsport. Can it lead him to his first race win as well? Only time will tell. It's green flag at Winton as we are racing, and it's a hot start from Tony Chapman out of the second row of the grid. He's already going to try and make it 3 wide into turn 1. Chapman comes through, nearly makes contact with Fred, runs it right across the road as they all start to rock it back through again. That'll be a slowdown for Chapman. Drops him all the way back. Hall back in the race lead. There you see him trying to make it 3 wide already. Kokoschki on the outside. Contact for Kokoschki with Craig Friend. That is the championship leader who's also now just turned Scott McKenzie around down at turn 4. It's an unbelievable scenario. McKenzie is within the top 3 of the championship, and you see it getting worse down there. That's Michael Quain. Abel Verbin's involved as well. But it's a safety net start for the pole sitter of Stuart Hall. Mick Clifton's done well too, as that was a car going around. That was Dave Arney. Dave Arney has gone round down at turn 6, turn 7, and he's got to wait for the whole field to come past him. It's absolute heartbreak for Arney right now. For Hall and Clifton, it's an incredible race start. Hall back where he started again, P1. Mick Clifton up 3 into P2. He didn't get the podium last week. He didn't get it last week at the Bend. He might be on for it tonight here at Winton. Unbelievable stuff for Mickey Clifton, it must be said. Tony Chapman, though, will there be repercussions for that moment at turn 1? Was there contact with Craig Friend that then slowed him up and pushed him into the clutches of the cars in behind? Was that the issue that we just found? I'm going to tell you right now, Race Control's got their work cut out for them early in this race. I'm telling you right now, there is going to be some questions to them. Scotty Weston now comes into pit lane. Kelleher, Verbin are in too. You have a feeling they're going to be going early here for the fuel run, not wanting to have to save fuel to get those cars home. They want to push on, and they want to be able to push on hard. Now, the other point here is too, there's no CPSs, no compulsory pit stops tonight across both races. So that means you can pit on lap 1, and it's safe. You're not going to get disqualified because you technically don't have to take a pit stop in these races, but you also do because you won't make it home on the numbers. So Tony Chapman's saying it's a 0x. So maybe there was some netcode in there involved. I don't know. But what a race start we've just had for ourselves. Hall sets the fast lap of the race, 1:30.02, but it's an opening lap. Sure, it's not going to stand for very long. Mick Clifton, what a start though, up 3. Miller up 6, past his teammate. Unbelievable stuff into P3. Chad Viger up 5, Matt Day up 7. Kokoschki's up 1 into P7. Crosby up 4. Boardman up 6 inside of the top 10. There's only 3 Camaros up there at the moment in Hall, Day and Boardman to this stage. Everyone else inside of the top 10 is on board a Mustang. Miller now sets fast up of the race, 1:22, but that is now pipped by James Boardman, 1:22.35. Good time for him. Dave Duddle into pit lane for his first go round as Crosby is slow through turn 1 and 2. And watch Boardman here, trying to go around the outside, trying to follow Kokoschki if he can. Can't quite get the run off of turn 3. Has to tuck back in again and push on for the next few moments here. Only 3 minutes into this race. It's been a hot start, hasn't it? Absolutely hot start. No, you can't start from pits and put fuel in the car. You have to complete a lap before you put fuel in the car. Unfortunately, iRacing does not let you do that. That would be a sound strategy, though. If you're at a track, though, where you're starting behind the pit entry, maybe, who knows? But I don't know if you want to do that if it's a CPS race. That might not be very helpful for you at all. As we look down the field, we have got Matty Monday battling away here with Joe Mahoney. What a race for Joe Mahoney last week, folks. Unbelievable stuff. Finishing inside of the top 10 for the first time this season. Joe's battling here with Tim Mulford and Monday, as we were saying. They've got Corfeidis in behind them. Andrew Galley makes up that top 15 at the moment. This is the battle just outside the top 10, by the way. Craig Friend just up the road from them. He's currently the gatekeeper of the top 10. You see him there in behind James Boardman. So Mulford leading this pack, and strong start, good start. These guys kept it clean, kept the noses clean importantly. The difficulty for Mahoney is as McCune is now coming into pit lane. It does work at Long Beach, Roy. It does work at Long Beach. McCune now into pit lane. The unfortunate start, though, for Mahoney is he's dropped out of the top 10. He started up in P7, and now he's already dropped back into P11 as he gets back past Tim Mulford. that finish last week definitely put some sauce onto Mahoney's pie. It has given him a burst of flavour. It has given him a lot of confidence going forward. And that has really shunned tonight in his qualifying. And now he's going to try and make it work for him in the race conditions as well. Get it back up in the top 10. Maximise those points. Maximise the starting position to see where it lands you. But again, this is ultimately going to be a gambling act for a lot of drivers tonight. If drivers are going into the final 5 minutes of this race, they're trying to fuel save all the way to the end. Because we know that we don't get safety cars within 5 laps of the end of the race. We're definitely not going to get a safety car with 5 minutes left in a race. So if they go to the final 5 minutes and they haven't pit yet, I think we're guaranteed they're going to try and make it to the checkered flag. If they go to the final 10 minutes, maybe, just maybe, they're trying to do that, or maybe, just maybe, they're going to end up in pit lane and taking fuel. Who knows? Time will tell. How that's got it. Cody's saying in about 5 minutes, all the confidence is gone, so we'll see what happens to him. Joe Ulstervall into pit lane, his first pit stop of the season. Of course, 266 Sim Racing, unfortunately coming to an end last week in between rounds. And now DOSR Sim Racing begins for Ulstervall and Mr. Matt Day. He comes in and takes this first stop. Apparently race leader Stuart Hall running strong up here. He's never won a race in V8 Veterans. He wants to win his first one. What a place to do it tonight would be for Winton Motor Raceway. Mick Clifton, though, similarly wants to get that done too. He's yet to get that feat completed. And it would really prove strong for Mick's achievements that he has done, but also his improvements that he has made over the last few seasons for Mick. I mean, he has really been on the improvement train. He's had some lows, it must be said, some really difficult lows, but some amazing highs as Mick Clifton. And if he can cap this off with a race win today, there's 2 on offer for him, so he can, then yeah, he possibly could do it. Brad asking, why did 266 end? Unfortunately, I just think there was a little bit of disagreement. Possibly, I can't speak for them. I wasn't a part of the team. I don't have all the information. I believe from what I was told and what we spoke about on broadcast last week, apparently there was just a disconnect within the team, and then they've all gone their separate ways apparently. So I can't answer the question, unfortunately, for you, Brad. Anyone who was involved in that team, though, including Luke Ullman, Damon Fisher, they can all answer the to answer the question for you. Too many. Yes, maybe it was too many numbers to add together. They couldn't do the arithmetic or the mathematics on that one. So we can see as well, further back here inside the top 10, James Baldwin still running strong here and behind Darren Crosby. Good to see Darren back in the field as well, getting some wonderful points on the board here. And we've got some love out there for Mick Clifton, and the love from the wife out there as well, from all of his family, I'm sure, watching along tonight too. It was, again, really heartbreaking last week. Had to really, honestly, I felt there was a little bit of heartbreak for him last week, missing out on that podium, because you almost felt that he deserved it back at Shell v Power Motorsports Park after the way that he drove. He did get that Driver of the Day award, of course. He drove incredibly well. We'll see if he can do it here tonight. Right now, he's trying to chase down the race leader, Stuart Hall. Here's Mick Clifton, and what a race to this point he's had. I mean, we're only 8 minutes into this thing, but he's driving exceptionally well. Keeping himself neat and tidy is Mick Clifton on board the Accelerate Sim Racing Ford Mustang, the 351. It's had success in places like Sim Racing World previously as well. He wants to give it some success here in the V8 Veterans, a place that he has raced for so long. And he's come so close to the success previously within this team. A team that has tasted success across its history, of course, back when it was a part of Taipan Esports before they split off into the 2 separate conglomerates of Accelerate and EWR at the time. And for Mick tonight, this could be a breakout moment if he can get this done. It's been an exceptional drive to this point. We'll see if he can do it. He's got to put it together for not only the next 20 and a half minutes, but also into race number 2 as well for the 45 minutes coming up as well. Michael Hayes saying in the chat, saying 266 founders Phil and Joel stepped away for various reasons. I then proceeded to leave for my own reasons. And the majority of guys left move to shadow racing except Matthew Dave. There we go. Thank you very much. Hazy, thanks for pointing that out for us and filling us all in. I now remember who it is. Yep. Oh, that's fine. I'm all catching myself up on who everyone is in the chat because they don't let me see your real names and let me see your account names. Wish you could see real names out there. That would be helpful. See two further back. Stephen Kokoschny trying to make some moves. Get this car up the order. He's got to try and chase down not only Chad Weiger, but Matt Day just ahead of him. Yes. Yes, Brad Hayes. Thank you so much. Yes, Brad. I got you exactly right. Yep. Appreciate you confirming for me. That also then means that it's Brad Grant. That is the fucking hell account. So, yes, I appreciate you confirming for me, Brad. And apologies as well. Been a long day. It's a long weekend for me at the moment. So, there's a little bit of tiredness coming in. So, I appreciate the understanding. So they're a shadow of their former selves. Well, yeah, I suppose some of them are. They've all gone to shadow racing. And the others are now at DOSR at this stage as well. So, Mick Clipson saying can't give up and say fuel at the same time. Well, it's pretty hard to Mick, but you've also got Craig Miller right on your heels at the moment, putting some pressure onto Mickey Clifton up towards turn 1. You see in towards turn 1 and turn 2. He can't quite get the move on. And up over the bump. You've got to be careful those curbs on the outside. You run too wide on those ripple strips, they will buck you off like a raging bull and put you straight into the wall. Drivers will be taking caution through there across the line, I assure you, out there as well. Craig Miller doing a great job is the old funky. Brings pressure on him, Mickey, for podium at this stage. There is Tony Chapman in behind them, and then Chad Weiger. Good performance last time out at Shelby Power Motorsports Park. Can't race all season though, unfortunately. That is a real shame for him. Yes, the monopoly is beginning there, Sean, of shadow racing. It's very, very true. But yes, Chad with a great performance last time out at Shelby Power Motorsports Park. He finished on the podium on that day. Be hoping to put the pieces together here tonight to try and do the same thing through race 1 and race 2 as well. Matthew Day in behind him, split 3 champion of last season. Had a little bit of a blunder back at Tailem Bend. Great race though, of course, at Mexico City. He'll be hoping for a similar performance here tonight at Winton. He's driving very, very well though in behind Chad Weiger. Of course, with championship leader Stephen Kokoschny right there. Then we've got Darren Crosby. Craig Friend has now gotten past James Boardman at the back end of the top 10. And this could be solid points for Boardman after a strong performance at Bathurst in the first round of the season. He dropped some points at Mexico City. Didn't race last week at Tailem Bend. And he's back this week as we head into Victoria. Put some pressure on these cars around him. See throughout the field, we've got some good battles happening, of course. There's Lovegrove. He's in between Heddersheed and Paul Burns at the moment here, down for P22 on the road. It's a hot little battle that's starting to be produced. Good livery on board this Lovegrove car as well, the Fix Auto entry. New colours for that team for this season. Yes, Shark did go into the shadows. He went to shadow racing. So now the Fisher brothers are together in the same team. And they are teammates. We'll see if the two fish can hang in the same body of water or if they cannot. Time will tell. It's been a hot little start here for some cars out there, it must be said. Todd Duggan in behind Andrew Galley. Duggan's down 2 at the moment. Good qualifying for him. Put himself up in P14 as Craig Miller is in the pit lane. So Miller will be the first one to dive in from the top 10. And he's determined. He's not willing to fuel save. He's determined he needs to pit stop this thing to put it inside the top 10 to get to the race end, of course. You would suspect, is it going to be the same for his teammate, Tony Chapman? Is he going to have to pit for fuel as well? Well, we'll have to see. I thought Phil went to LMV Racing. I thought he joined Sean Vandermeulen. But we see here that Mick's starting to lose a bit of pressure, although Chapman is still all over him right here. We're right on board with Tony Chapman in this battle for P2. Again, Clifton doesn't want to get pressurised. He wants to be able to freely save some fuel to get that car home without the pit stop. You got to think about it. You give up a bit of time every lap, roughly 22 seconds per lap you'd be giving, or 22 seconds for the whole race by fuel saving every single lap. You give up 34 seconds by running it through pit lane. I'd rather be fuel saving every time. But, you can see, strength of field is important. Winton was a fuel saver too, so having your strength of field being correct, that is an important one, and going to do the strength of field race is important because you'll learn these things. You'll learn that races can be a fuel saver and you can get a little bit extra out of your car. And that's why doing your SOF is one that you want to be able to try and do every single Monday night. So that Miller was going to try and push on with some fresh tyres. He is down the order now. He's in a tight battle here with Andrew Listner, but he's got some traffic to deal with. It could have been Hoff's type of race, Sean. I don't know if he would have been able to maintain the pace necessarily with the fuel save needed of these front runners. I think if Hoffy was able to find the pace to qualify within the top 10, then yes, he could have done quite well for himself. But I don't know if he would have been able to match the front runners of the race and of the series with the current pace that they're showing and the ability they're showing this season. But we'll see. We'll see maybe next season if we have another sprint round on the calendar. If Hoffy's going to be coming back, we'll see how well he can do. We can't answer superlatives, of course, because we don't quite know. Further down, inside the top 10, Matt Day. You can see he's just starting to pressure Chad Viger here as well. Sitting right on the back of him is the DOSR sim racing driver as Derek Lovegrove comes into pit lane too. So that's another pit stop coming throughout this field. So you can see the beautiful scenery of country Victoria, the Benalla region. There is the big skid pad down there. That's where we want to see the celebrations of the race winner here tonight, is on that accessible skid pad. Although I think race 1, whoever wins this one, if they are fuel saving, will probably run out of fuel and not even make it there. Race 2, though, I think they should be able to. Miller, though, I mean, this is not too bad a strategy. I mean, he is running fast laps, 122.32 last time by. He has just made a move on Adrian Zeal to get back up into P26. The issue is going to be for Miller, though, is if the cars don't pit ahead of him and they all save the fuel to get to the end, all of a sudden he's going to be sitting unsquare. And that is not going to necessarily help him towards the end of this race, of course, as well. See as well, Chad Viger is still feeling this pressure from Matt Day. Up through turn 12 they ride. Put the power down, get on the throttle as best you can. And get the car up the gears towards turn number 1. Can you hold this thing steady? Up through the chicane at the S's as Monday's into pit lane. And Viger continues to pressure to the back of Tony Chapman. Gets right up behind him under brakes here at turn 3. Can't quite get the move made. He pulled it up in time, though. Nearly goes up the rear of him again at turn 4. So Viger has got some wicked pace on board the 016 Mustang. And all of a sudden, the 731 is under pressure. The 731 is feeling the pressure here from Viger. Will there be a late dive on the inside at turn 7? No, not quite close enough to get it done here. You see Mick Clifton as well, trying to back him up with that fuel save. Trying to back Tony Chapman into the clutches of Chad Viger. Maybe to take a little bit of pressure off momentarily. Through turn 9, we've got 11 minutes to go on the clock. We are getting into crunch time. If you're going to pit, you're going to pit in the next few minutes. If you're not going to pit, you're trying to fuel save it. You're trying to get it down to the bare number. Get it down to the point that the thing's going to run out on the line. And that's what you're pushing for. As in towards turn 11 we go. There you see Chapman. He's off the road. He's in the pit lane. He doesn't want to fuel save it. So he's going to try and push on and pull the same strategy as his teammate, Craig Miller, who's down the order at the moment into P25 behind Mackenzie and Brand. And that strategy at this stage is not paying off for him. He is right down the order. Daryl Callahan is in as well. So the pit stoppers are all trying to not have to fuel save, and those that are fuel saving, what kind of gamble is this? And is this gamble going to pay off for you? Because you're almost gambling that cars who want to try and save are not going to make it home and they all run out. You see by the sort of gap that Hall's starting to build here. He may be trying to build some fuel save buffer. Get the car out far enough, maximum save it to break down the gap, and then push on once again. Could be a sound strategy here. Only a few laps to go. We're into the 20 and a half minute marker. We've got roughly, if the maths is correct, roughly 7 laps to go. Tony Chapman saying fuel saving is for nerds. Well, it might be for nerds, Tony, but in the way this race is going, it could be the thing for winners, because that might actually get someone a race win here today in race number 1. Scott McKenzie has gone off the road. That's down at turn 9. He's got it back and going again, but just got to be careful down there. It's a real struggle street area. Here is Chad Weiger putting that pressure now onto the back of Clifton's car. And this is all for P2. And we know they were the other way around last time out at Taylor Bend. Weiger can't quite get there at turn 3. Down through turn 4 they ride. 21 and a half minutes just about done on the clock. This is an unbelievable showcase of fuel strategy personified. You've got to try and feather the throttle, feather your clutch pedal, I'm losing all my words, and feather that fuel cell. Because you want to keep the fuel under you. You'll want to keep the pressure off your back. And under those around here is Matt Day with a late dive at turn 9 on Weiger. Great move up the inside for Day. Watch Kokoschki though, he's right there. Bit of net code contact. Weiger's been forced back by Day. An unbelievable late lunge at 9 has now gotten Matt Day onto the podium here for race number 1 of the evening. First of 2. With 8 minutes left on the clock. Unbelievable racing from these top flight drivers. And remembering as well, they're doing all of this whilst they're fuel saving. Because it seems that these front runners are all going to try and fuel save the cars to the end. We have got 7.5 minutes of racing left here in race 1. And they've got no signs of coming into pit lane. Absolutely no signs of it. And they're pushing on as hard as ever. We're right on board with Weiger again. There'll be a little bit of mustard under him now to push on to get back past Matthew Day if he can. And this has been an ultimate race of strategic performance and just trying to save enough. And have you saved enough? And can you push on? And as we stated, if we get to the final 5 minutes and these guys are still out there, they're trying to fuel save it to the end. They're not going to be coming into pit lane. There's no point. You might as well try and go for it from that point on. Especially if you have been working the clutch pedal, working the throttle pedal all race to keep your car on low fuel and keep your car hungry for more as you drive on throughout this one. Up towards turn 11 we ride with Weiger. And the pressure that is being applied here is unbelievable. The mindset pressure that's on board these cars and on board these drivers. The pressure of having to fuel save. Having to worry about, am I saving enough? Have I got enough fuel? Am I going to have to pit? Umming and ahhing and questioning yourself. Those are the big ones. And that is the big test here of the first race. And that's the big test of the sprint round. That's why I love this sort of racing. It's absolutely fantastic. You see Matt Day, again, just putting that pressure onto Clifton. Just putting the pressure on the rear end of that Accelerate Sim Racing Mustang. Day's hungry for these positions. He's hungry to prove himself as a Split 3 champion last season. Maybe there was some question marks over the head of it, knowing at what ended that championship run for Justin Wood. But for Matt Day, he's got a point to prove. He's already proven this season he's a proven competitor. Taking some great points in the early rounds, including what a performance at Mexico City it was to take home that race win. For Matt Day, though, this is all ego boost personified. And I mean that in the most positive way. It's to prove yourself to yourself and prove yourself to your doubters that you're capable of doing things like this. Mick Clifton, similar scenario. He wants to do the same thing. And we can see here, the gap is now slowed up and pulled back a little bit here. Stuart Hall is now back in the clutches of Mick Clifton, so there's definitely been some fuel save happening on board that MPI Camaro. It's now down to 0.3 of a second just about. Last lap by was a 124.2 for him, 123.8 for Clifton, so there was a significant gain. 123.6 for Matt Day, a 23.7 for Viger, so a significant gain for those in behind Mick Clifton on the race leader. Stuart Hall at this stage, still half a litre short. It's complete fuel save for the next 4.5 minutes now. That's where the difficulty lies. And then the issue also becomes too is, right, let's say you've predicted this wrong. You've predicted it to go 22 laps. What happens if you cross the line on lap 22 with a second to go? All of a sudden you've got one more lap and you've got to try and go 23 and you're going to have the fuel to do it. That's the risky game you also play in that situation. 4 minutes left here out at Winton in what has been the fuel save extravaganza of the season. There's some hot battling just for the final top 10 position here. Andrew Galley, Yusuf Korfidis, they're in P9 and P10. They've got some hot pressure in behind them of Todd Duggan, Tim Mulford. Brett Taylor's just on the back of this train as well. And let's show you the strategy split of the whole field. The current strategy split of the whole field is this one. You see those that have pit: Miller, Chapman, Mackay, Duddle, Mahoney, Blanchard, Monday, as Goosey is, I believe, in. No, Todd Duggan is in, though. Duggan's in the pit lane. At the moment, Goosey and Burns are actually battling away side by side up through turn 11. Unbelievable stuff. Great whole battle with these guys. McKenzie, who was turned around on lap 1. They've got Tony Chapman in behind them on his fresh tyres. This is not what Chapman wants. He doesn't want to get held up at this stage. As Goosey goes to the inside line of McKenzie here at turn 1. Can he get this job done? No, he can't. McKenzie will hang on to it. And there you see up the inside goes Tony Chapman. And now Chapman pushes on. See that Hall is now slowed here pretty significantly. Saving that fuel, trying to get this car home. It's lap 20. 27.5 minutes completed. 2.5 minutes to go. It's going to be 2 laps to run here at Winton Motor Raceway. Have you saved enough fuel? 2 minutes, 10 seconds. It's roughly 1 minute and 20 seconds per lap, so we're going to go slightly over time. And there's the cars in the background coming in. Crosby, Boardman and Friend have all committed to this stop strategy. Matt Day's on a massive fuel save. You have to wonder if he's going to be coming in at the end of this lap. We have got ourselves 2 laps to go in an unbelievable fight for the race lead here at Winton. 2 cars who want their first win in the Vets. For Hall and for Clifton in P1 and P2. For Viger, who wants to get himself another race win. For Kokoschki, who wants his 3rd of the season. Matthew Day, who wants his 2nd win of the season. This is big pressure, and this is all on the line for these guys to claim victory. The highest position right now of those that are pitted is Craig Miller, back in P13. He's the highest position driver who has taken a pit stop. So he did get a bit of gain over those cars that came in. Boardman, Crosby and Chapman all lost out to him in a fair significant amount of time, actually, to be fair. But that's where they currently stand. 1 more lap to go. 1 minute on the clock. 60 seconds on the stopwatch. Is anyone going to make a late dive in a pit lane here? Will any of the leaders do it? Or have they committed to the final lap run? They've committed to the fuel save game. Can they make it? Stuart Hall in. Roy Clark. Roy Clark has just gone off the road down at turn 10, by the way. So he's having to keep going. Matt Day's in. Day's into pit lane. He could not make it. So the top 4 are all on the fuel save. And you can hear the short shifting of Stuart Hall. Here comes Clifton. Clifton up the inside. Trying to go for the race lead. Mick Clifton, unbelievable race thus far. Can Hall hang on to it? He's caught on the outside at 4. Hall will hang on to it onto the straight. Is Clifton going to be able to do around the outside at turn 5? The long left-hand sweeper. If he can hang it out there, he'll get the inside at 6 and 7. He's going to hang him out to dry. Through comes Clifton. Through comes Viger. Clifton is into the race lead. Mick Clifton is into the race lead as Hall continues to battle here with Chad Viger. Watch Kokoschki as well. He wants to try and sneak on through onto the podium. Mick Clifton, he's into the lead. You see there the door-to-door of Kokoschki and Viger now. Hall trying to survive here up towards turn 10. Kokoschki down the inside. Viger goes for it down the inside as well. A bit of contact with Hall. He'll keep pushing on. But Mick Clifton off the podium last week at Tailem Bend in an absolute heartbreak is going to begin the sprint round with full third of points in a race winning position for race number 1. As he comes up to the line, he'll flash the headlights. And what a way to start round 4. Kokoschki, P2, Viger, P3, Hall out of fuel at the line, but P4. Mulford comes home P5 out of Clark, Viger. Header sheet, Craig Miller gets inside of the top 10. So he actually got back to where he started the race. There are cars out of fuel here. Travis Brand's out of fuel on the side of the road. I think Brett Taylor is out of fuel as well. So there's multiple cars down there out of fuel and out of contention. But what a race win for Mick Clifton. I don't know if it goes down in the history books as a... Well, it goes down as a race win. But now he's got to try and put it all together again for race 2 to get himself a round win. There's a lot of cars have pulled up and are out of it. Kokoschki, he had a great drive actually up to P2 in the end there. That was a good finish for Stephen Kokoschki. An unbelievable race, must be said, for that one as well. Unfortunately, we don't get the race 1 highlights going for you. I do apologise. I wasn't quick enough on the button. We will be able to get the race 2 highlights for you, though, momentarily. Once race 2 has been completed. And Brett Fisher is in for race number 2. We'll get situated. We're going to go to a quick ad break before we bring Brett in for chats and updates. Don't go anywhere, though. Race 2 to come your way momentarily. 5-minute warm-up on your screens as we hear from our series sponsors.
Hey guys, sorry about the lack of videos lately, but I've been really busy down in Melbourne with SIMRIGS. I've actually built our first rig in Melbourne. It's featuring our new ASR chassis. So basically it's an ASR Pro with a cubic QS210 motion system with a cubic BT1 belt tensioner. I've coupled it with an awesome set of LG ultra wides. What you've seen before, these are the new brackets that I've made for the cubic system to suit the ASR, and you notice it's really low to the ground. We got it really low to sort of match a real car. You know, like a lot of motion systems sit quite high, and that's really annoying that you need steps to actually get in it. So now I've lowered it down. It's actually really low to the ground. And the awesome thing with Cubic is when it sits, it actually sits down like a real lowrider, and it only raises when it comes back and starts moving. Also on this rig, we've got the fantastic SimRigs active pedals. Not going to get a better pedal on the market. Couple that with the SimRigs Coral. We've given it the whole Porsche livery and the Grid Racing by SimLabs Porsche wheel. So that just ties it all in together. So it's an awesome build. I really love these monitors because of the semicircle. You just look at, you're fully encapsulated. And being ultra wide, yes, they are a little bit narrow, but with the 45 inches, it is taller. It is, I think, about maybe 2 inches higher compared to a 32 monitor. The color that you get out of them is fantastic. Really nice and deep, good blacks, as any OLED should be. That's it, guys. We've got heaps more builds that we're doing at the moment. Our ASR containers arrive, so you'll be seeing them on our website as well. So, till next time.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you got yourselves refreshed and ready for race 2 as it is about to come your way. Hamish Munro here with you with Brett Fisher alongside as we get prepped and ready to call race 2 action for you here tonight. The starting grid of which is going to be as follows. Mick Clifton will start on pole position alongside Stephen Kokoschke for an all-Mustang front row. Can Clifton go 2 from 2 here at Winton? Get your votes in. The poll is in the chat. We want to see 41 votes from 41 viewers. We want to see you voting in that poll for us here tonight as well. To row 2 and behind them, it'll be Chad Viger to Stuart Hall, first of the Camaros. The only Camaro to finish inside of the top 10 in race number 1. Can Hall do it again here in race number 2? To row 3, we find Tim Mulford and Roy Clark then for the top 6. Row 4 and behind them, it's Rick Viger and Simon Heddersheet. Great drive from Heddersheet in race 1. From 35th to 8th place in race number 1. That is a great gain and could be a front runner for driver of the day at the moment. To row 5 in behind in the top 10, we then find ourselves with Tony Chapman and Craig Miller, and Scott McKenzie will make up the top 10 here tonight. To row 6, it's Tony Chapman and Darren Crosby alongside each other. Row 7, it is then to James Boardman and Craig Friend. Row 8 in the top 16, it is Andrew Listener and Joe Mahoney. Good drive for Mahoney in that race to somewhat come back in position, but unfortunately didn't fuel save, didn't get himself to the end of the race. That's pushed him back some spots from his normal starting position from race number 1. Row 9 and behind them, top 18, Dave Duddle for his new team of Shadow Racing. He'll start out of P17 alongside Matt Monday of Fishy Motorsports out of P18. Row 10, it's then Scott Weston and Darryl Callahan for the top 20. To row 11, we find Todd Duggan and Chris Blanchard. To row 12, it's then to Wade Reynolds and Brett Fisher. To Derek Lovegrove and Abel Verben in behind them. We then also find Dave Arney, Joel Oosterval, his new team of DOSR out of P28. Row 15, Yusuf Corfinas, Matthew Day as well for the top 30. Row 16, it's to Scott McCune and Darren Goosey. Row 17 in the top 34, it is Lorne Mackay and Adrian Zeal alongside each other. Row 18, it's then Pete Kelleher, Halil Cesar, horrid run for Cesar in race 1. he'll have work to do to make his way up the order here in race number 2. Row 19, Andrew Galley starts alongside Brett Taylor. And then for our top 40, it is Travis Brand and Paul Burns to Michael Quain at the final grid slot at the back of the field. Brett, great to have you in. I hope the birthday celebrations were enjoyable for you and your friend whose birthday it was. You pumped and ready.
Sorry I'm late, everybody. But these things happen, Winton Raceway, how fantastic is this track? Some people like it, some people hate it.
You sound like, this feels like, Brett, that we are in the grandstands right now listening to the commentators commentate whilst we're sat at turn 3.
Split 2 drivers, please head to the starting grid, please. Thank you. What am I doing? Hang on.
Right, here we go. Sorry. Here we go.
It doesn't feel right when you're not here, Brett. It really doesn't.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
Only 13 votes that time. Why are you not voting, people? Put your votes in.
How many people? Oh, 41 watches. Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, come.
Absolutely
41
fantastic.
watches. We want 41 votes on the poll. 62% of you think Clifton can go 2 from 2 here at Winton after that race win. We'll see if he can, Brett. We'll see if he can.
Yep.
It's going to be tough, though, because knowing now that Hall doesn't have to feel safe, Kokoschki doesn't have to feel safe, and Weiger doesn't have to feel safe, they can push on and take a pit stop in this race. That's going to put a little bit more pressure on Clifton, I think, this time.
And it's a shame I missed that first race, obviously, because even though I'm in the field, you don't see what goes on and about in the race. But I caught the last half a lap, and you sounded pretty excited about the whole thing. So, but it was interesting how it played out. Like we pre-race, we talked about what's going on, what can we do? Can we get to the end? Is it worth darting into the pits and things like that? But go through some exciting strategies.
Well, we'll
here
see.
we are, race 2, 45 minutes. What is going to happen here? The V8s are going to be unleashed.
They will.
And
They're going to be unleashed. They're going to line up Winton Motor Raceway once again. 45 minutes will go on the clock. So we expect a pit stop to come our way in this race. Now, there's a few strategy games you can play here. You can pit early in the race, try and undercut the field, but you're going to be hurt with the tyre wear later on. You could then maybe go long in this race, maybe see how far you go until you get a safety car to get a free pit stop. Maybe that's the game plan. Or maybe you split the race in half, which I think is probably actually the better of the strategies, Brett, because if you split it in half, you are going to roughly go about 16 laps or so. That's a good length, I think, to wait for a safety car, and then if you don't get one, that's okay to take a green stop then. Plus, your tyres are going to be far, far newer than those that plan to pit early.
Pit lane entry.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. That'll be one to keep an eye on. And I think it's going to be a strategy game of try and pick it when it's not going to be busy, because you don't want to have cars following you into pit lane. Revs are going to rise, though, here for race 2 this evening. Final race of round 4 sprints here at Winton. Who is going to reap the benefits as 2/3 a pointer on the line?
Let's go.
For the race win as it's green flag. Once again, it's a horrid race start for Chad Weiger. It's dropped him all the way back to P6 or below already. Clifton leads us into turn 1. Hall's already up into P3. You see Hennessy trying to flow on through as Miller's gone round out wide with his teammate Chapman as they're having a cut off of turn 2. Into the wall goes Craig Miller. And it is absolute carnage down there. This car's parked off the road to the old pit lane.
It looked like there was a car in the background Yeah, there we go.
That's Matt Day. That is Matt Day.
Yeah.
Oh, and more of it's happening down here. Halil says has had a moment. Darren Goosey's off the road as well. There's Zeal getting into him too. This is all happening. Corfiatis involved as well. Unbelievable race start, and one that we're going to surely go back and look at the post-race highlights, I assure you.
Highlights.
We missed out on it in race 1, but race 2 we're definitely going to get it.
Action aplenty.
Yeah, both these cars are still off the road. And I suppose we now got to wait and see if anyone is going to try and jump into pit lane anticipating a safety car, because they could pit here on that one, Brett. There's no CPSs. They could pit now, get themselves home, but how's the tyre wear going to be? And if there is no safety car, you're not really going to get many benefits out of it.
No, Kokoschki right on the back of Clifton there.
All over him is the championship leader. Kokoschki, and as we stated, if Mick Clifton's going to do the double tonight, he is going to have to earn it. He is leading the round right now. If he was to win this race, he would easily win the round for the first time. You see the cars, they're still parked there. Miller's still there on the exit of turn 2. So they're waiting for their toe. No safety car has been called. And the safety car's not moved in pit lane either. I'm not seeing any suiting up for the safety car driver. So they may be waiting to just push Miller into that little driveway area. For Matt Day, they might be able to maybe do a local yellow and push him into pit lane down there. That might be the case.
Tough section of the track through here, through the tree section. Trying to get that car going through there as quick as possible. Trying not to overdrive the thing.
And you would
taking a slightly different line.
Yeah, you would think as well, Brett, this could be a safety car. I mean, there's 2 cars parked up.
Yeah,
but I think they are both in safe positions, though, relatively speaking. Like they're in a position where they can be easily rolled into an off-track area. The other difficulty is, though, all the incidents that happened on lap 1, race control's got their handful right now. They're not really able to dart across all the way, so they may just determine it not to be. Kokoschki's jumped in. And that was Viger. Yep, so Kokoschki and Viger in, anticipating a safety car perhaps. We need to keep an eye on these pit stop times. It should be roughly 15 seconds to get you home on fuel. So those are the numbers we've got to be looking for in these stops. Anything less than that, Brett, they're going to have to pit again.
We're going to be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, we are indeed.
So Clifton just going on with the job at hand. So he's got obviously clear track in front of him. No one pressuring him behind now. So
sorry, Brett. Kokoschki's taken a 2.1 second stop. I think he thinks this is going to be a safety car and he's underfueled the car.
Ooh.
I reckon Kokoschki has underfueled the car, anticipating a safety car, because Viger has taken a 15-second stop. Fisher, well, yourself, Brett, you took 16 seconds. Listener with 17, 14 for Blanchard. Kokoschki's underfueled that car. He thinks it's going to be a safety car. He's trying to strategize game this. If this thing goes green, he's cooked himself, because he's going to have to pit again for more fuel.
Yeah. And that was actually why I was told to pit, because we were still thinking there might be a safety car, but it never did eventuate at this stage.
Well, at the moment,
Miller obviously there's a few people thinking
Miller's out. Day's already back in pit lane, so there's no safety car.
Yeah. No. Onward we go.
Onward we go. And have those cars that have just pitted, namely Chad Viger and Stephen Kokoschki, have they shot themselves in the foot, putting them too far back too early? I think on the numbers, Kokoschki shot himself in the foot because he's not put enough fuel in. So I don't think there's actually a world now, Brett, where he makes it to the end without, at least 2 safety cars, maybe only 1.
Yeah.
Without a safety car, he's not making it home on that fuel. He's going to have to pit again, or fuel save, and that will also just hurt him way too much. For Clifton and Hall now, the important thing they need to do is they need to go long. They probably need to go to around about the halfway point, if not longer, offset their tyres a little bit, hope for a safety car, and just push on. I think that's going to be the strategy here for the top 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And they've got the freedom of choice now too. There's not much pressure from behind. They don't have anyone in front of them who's going to hold them up. Where that train behind, I mean, you have a look at the tree on the side there. There is nothing but orange and yellow all the way up and down, except for Tim Mulford. And then we get back to 32nd Darren Goosey. That is just a very congested track. Hard track to pass on. Unless you have the kahunas.
The only ones that are separated by about a second what was Derek Lovegrove's about 0.9 now. Halil Cesar, who's 1.1 seconds at the moment as well. But again, that's still a tight battle too. Cesar's been in the wars today already. He already had a black flag in race 1 and may have a black flag coming his way here in race 2 as well. So that might end his opportunity at a positive result here tonight very early. Before he even really gets into it though. Mick Clifton though, sitting nice and strong at this stage. I think right now he's sitting pretty for this second race win. But fuel strategy, pit lane strategy, that could all have a part to play in it. If Hall calls an undercut or an overcut correctly, that could swing it the other way.
Yeah, and it's a matter of also getting into that tight pit lane entry as well. Not mucking that up at all. That could cost you. and getting back on track cleanly through the first couple of turns and getting the tyres up to 10. So there are still a few things at play, but at the moment, box seat goes to Clifton and the rest of the fellows out in front at the moment. Now the
race,
the
by
other
the way,
thing
too, for Kokoshi, that last lap, 122.25. And another thing we probably need to talk about tonight as well, Brett, is bonus points. They're going to be an important thing tonight as well. Stuart Hall took home points for leading the most laps in race 1, led a lap, had pole position. Well, it can't go to him because he didn't technically have pole position. So he had those 4 bonus points and a 0x race. So that's 5 bonus points. That's 5 bonus points to him. For Mick Clifton tonight, leading this way. If he just runs this car long, doesn't give up the race lead, he's going to get point for leading most laps, point for leading a lap. If he keeps a 0x race, again, that's another 5 points in his basket. And if he can get fastest lap along the way, that's a 6th. So there's a lot of points on offer for them. They can get that job done. I think this is probably one of the easier tracks of the whole season to actually go 0x. So if you can do that across the 2 races, you are sitting pretty. Because that is 6 bonus points out of 1 round. That is a significant gain.
Yeah, unless you get doored at the start or something like that.
That's very true.
Because it was pretty congested through 1 and 2. But yeah. Chad Viger now going fastest lap of the race there with a 22.072. 277.
Todd Duggan is out again with more PC issues. It's absolute heartbreak for Duggan.
Yeah.
Absolute heartbreak. You really got to feel for him, Brett. You really do.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
I've actually just gotten goosebumps. Honestly, just thinking about that. That is so unlucky. So unlucky for him.
Plenty. So a little bit of boys out in front now getting a little bit of stretch on and getting a few cars about 1.2, 1.3 seconds adrift there. Heddersheed tucked up just under a second there. Mulford 2.1 seconds. But then we've got a number of battles going on here. Obviously with Boardman at the moment, was it?
We're on board Viger.
No, Rick Viger, sorry. Rick Viger.
Just ahead of Mackenzie with Boardman in behind him as well. And then Craig Friend. Only 2 Camaros inside of the top 10. Both from the same team, actually, Brett. So they're flying the flag for those Camaro fans out there. But there's quite a few that have already taken a stop in this race. Plus as well, need to mention there is some Mustang bias in the field. I think it must be said, Brett. There's a significant more amount of Mustangs than there are Camaros throughout this field. We still ride with Rick Viger, as he has got Tim Mulford ahead of him, Mackenzie, Boardman, Friend, Crosby. They make up the top 10. The top 4 at the moment are broken away of Heddersheed, Clark, Hall and Clifton at this stage.
And I think, that was the other thing that I think why we decided in my team to go for an earlier stop, probably a little bit too early. Thought there was going to be a safety car. It didn't happen. But those are the chances you've got to take. But I think the advantage too, if there's a few of the drivers down the back now, like Goosey, Kokoschke, Viger, myself, and a few people like that, have got free air, so we can run on a bit. We're not being restricted by a bigger pack, where some of these guys are actually being controlled by the pack that they're in a little bit.
Exactly right. And you see here, like the guys that are trapped behind Mulford, they're not really gaining very much at this stage inside of the top 10. But what they're gaining is they're gaining time on the cars behind them, and they're gaining cleanliness on the cars behind them as well. I mean, you see Duddle and Mahoney, they're tightly compact together. Same for Matt Monday, Darryl Callahan, Verban, Oosterval. There's a little bit of gap in behind Oosterval, and good to see Joel back out there again, by the way, after him being away for a little while. But yeah, then there's a bit of gap back to Lovegrove, a bit shorter to Mackay, who's up 15 in this race, by the way. Great start for him.
Yeah, nice.
Reynolds, Tony Chapman, he's down 9 positions in this race after that contact with his teammate Craig Miller. Not the start that he wanted after starting up the order in race 1 and race 2, but still work to be done in race number 2. There's still some tight battles though. I mean, Scott McCune's trying to battle hard here with Pete Kelleher of Synergy Sim Racing. Kelleher at the moment, I don't know how much of a fight he's going to be able to put up on there as well. But they're racing incredibly well here in the SIMRIGS V8 Veterans. Split 2 for season 28, and we are 1 week away, Brett, from the halfway point of the season. Phillip Island next week marks our halfway point. Already there. Already halfway through. Can you believe it? And then we've got a nice, I call it a long run break to the end of the season. But that's because it's the long form races that get us to the end of the season. We've got the 200k race at Tailem Bend for the GT circuit. They're big, long, multiple, I think it's like 20 odd corners, 7 kilometre circuit at the Bend. We've got 150k's at Oran Park, and then it's the big boys. 250 at Sandown, 250 at Adelaide, 300 at Bathurst. End out your season.
Yeah.
What a way to end it. What a way to end it with a run of enduros. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Classic supercar sort of running too, isn't it? With those tracks. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Oran Park is going to throw up at us.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Some people don't like it, but I'll tell you what, it's just throws a bit of a difference in there. Let's see what happens.
I'm also, and I feel for Pete Baxter, because Pete unfortunately now can't run out the season. He's unfortunately got some medical issues he's having to deal with at the moment. And he can't run with us for the rest of the season. And he campaigned so hard for Oran Park to be on the calendar. And he doesn't even get to run it because of a medical condition. I think whenever Pete's able to come back, we need to put it back on the calendar just so Pete can run it, because he's missed out. Like, he campaigned so hard for it to be on. They are hard campaigning after such a long campaign period to then miss out on it for something that's not even within his control. I think we got to get it on the calendar for the season he comes back.
Close to Lovegrove back in 18th. So just that time just dropped a little bit there. Let's see what he's got from here. Has a bit of a duck on the inside. Oh, close is big time there.
Real close.
Can he get a run out of here? And that's the thing, it's just the track is so tight. Even though you might sort of gain fairly quickly, just balancing the car through here, right on the edge. Some people choosing to really run over those ripple slips. Some people trying to stay on the black stuff. You see completely different lines here. I struggled through the tree section here, just to maintain a decent sort of pace. Didn't quite get the exit out of here.
It's a very difficult circuit to maintain your mid-corner speed. It's easy to run speed into the corner. It's hard to maintain your speed through the corner. And I find that's the case with any car you drive here, no matter what it is, whether it's a supercar, whether it's a GR86 Porsche Cup, even a little Legends car. Maintaining that mid-corner speed is the most important thing, and being able to ride the rears in the car as well. That's an important factor of this circuit too. And I think, and I mentioned in the pre-race build-up, Brett, and I wonder if you actually find that very similar. I find this is a track where if you want to set up a move, say you want to go for a move at turn 10, you've got to set up the move at turn 7.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to be thinking about it at turn 7 to begin the setup process through 7, through 8, through 9, and get it completed at 10.
Exactly.
You've got to be thinking 2 corners ahead if you want to be able to make the move happen. You want to do it at turn 12, definitely. You've got to set it up at turn 10, which means you really have to set it up at turn 9. You want to get it done at turn 4, you've got to set up at turn 1. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to think about 2 corners ahead.
At any point through those setup corners, you bugger up a little bit and you lose all your advantage.
Yes, it's gone.
I just might say that the car that we're on at the moment, great looking livery.
It is. It must be said, I'm liking the blue variant of mixed car as well for Accelerate Sim Racing too.
Yeah, good looking cars. I must say all of the cars look great out on track at the moment. They I don't know, is it the light at Winton? I don't know.
Well, I must say the replay looks significantly better than what my live did on Thursday night. It was very, very stuttery. Right. I had low FPS that day. It was roughly about 30 FPS.
Yeah, wow.
In the session. I did some changes to my settings to get it up to about 45 just so it ran smoothly, but it looks significantly better today on the replay than what it did actually live on Thursday night, which I'm very glad. Joe Mahoney into pit lane. So, next of the stoppers, first of the pit stoppers past lap 10. So he's come in at the 15-minute mark with 30 and a half minutes to go.
Yep.
You can get this car home from here, of course. You'll get it fueled up. Again, looking for roughly 15 seconds of fuel on board that car. That should be the median average to get it home. Kokoschki will, of course, come past. But we expect Kokoschki in the pit lane again before this race is done. Mahoney actually taking a significantly longer stop here, 22 seconds. I wonder, has he actually set the fuel wrong? Because that's a 23-second stop. He's put
that's going to hurt him.
He's put 2.3 seconds per litre. He's put can I do the quick maths?
You math away.
I think it's 20 litres. He's put Hang on, let me do the maths. Hang on. You talk about yourselves. I'm going to do some quick maths.
We'll just make some stuff up.
Yeah.
Here we go. And just having a look at so we're on round 4. I was just going over the so Kokoschki on lead at the moment.
Sorry,
Mackenzie-
52.9 litres. So he's put in way too much fuel.
Yeah, wow. You probably talked about a lot of this pre me getting here, but I was just looking at sort of the current standings. So Kokoschki, Mackenzie, Burns, Hall, Vigor, and Day, Callaghan, and Clifton, Listener, and Verban.
Well, we look at where drivers are tonight, right? So we know that Kokoschki's going to have to pit again because he hasn't put enough fuel in. So he's going to drop points. So when we get to Phillip Island next week and we have our first drop round included, Kokoschki will still lead the championship, but how much is he going to lead it by, right?
He's going to...
Because Hall's drop round right now is last week, where he finished further down the order. So he's actually going to gain some quite good points here. Because Bathurst, he was inside the top 10. Mexico, he was I think it was P2 or P3. And then tonight, right now, he's P2, but he's on road to take P2 for the round results. So for everything that Kokoschki drops around, that's gonna bring Hall probably up to around about P2 in the championship. I think McClifton's going to be scratching at the door of roughly P3, but I think Chad Weiger's going to have a word with him on putting his car there as well. And Paul
just
Burns.
looking at Mackenzie, currently second in the championship.
Mackenzie had a poor run though in race 1. Remember, he was spun round and put back.
I don't remember because I wasn't here.
He was spun round and put down the order. Had to fight his way back. He's up 3 in this race, so he actually finished P10 in race 1.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad. I mean, it's a fallback round.
Yeah, fallback round, yeah. But
you know what I mean? Like I mean, it's not horrible. I mean, if he's currently in 7th position, so he just has to complete the night and see where he runs from there. Then we've got Paul Burns. Where's Burnsy?
Burnsy right now is back in P35, but he has
35.
He's pitted there, remember. But he's going to be roughly looking at all the cars ahead of him. He's going to be outside the top 10.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work. He's got a lot of work to do. Rick. So Rick's up there as well. So I mean, if he continues to complete this round in reasonable fashion, where did he finish in race 1?
Well, he's up 1, so he finished P7.
Right. So Rick's having a reasonable run.
He is.
Yep. Matty Day unfortunately tangled at the start, so he's
so that's going to drop him as well.
That's going to have a drop round. Callaghan is currently, there he is, 12th.
Yeah, there he is. He's doing well. He's just in front of Abel Verban at the moment.
Yep. Mick Clifton, well, he's on a ball terror.
He is.
So he's gonna have a cracker. Listener, we just get a bit of a fuzzy fuzz on my screen.
At the moment, Mick Clifton's going to be dropping round 2, which is Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. He's going to be dropping 107 points as Mick Clifton. Of a run of 173, 173, 190 if he wins this race. With the bonus points that are on offer for him. So he could take home about 190 at the end of this one. That's with good bonus points. Like that's with like leading most laps, leading a lap, 0x in both races. That's going to get you roughly 9 points.
Someone in pit lane. Sorry, my feed has gone to the dogs. That's okay.
Is that the virtual camera or the share screen?
The not the sound one.
Okay.
The other one. That's right. It'll come back. It's probably my internet.
Well, we can see as well that Clifton is still trying to push on here. Tim Mulford's now into pit lane. So out of the top 5 and into pit road. Tim Mulford, who's struggled the last few weeks for fuel strategy, is now in. Well, his one and only stop in this race.
Callaghan in as well.
In. Yep, Callaghan in. Oh, Joe Mahoney. Joe Mahoney is off the road. Just near the burnout pad at turns 5 and 6.
You can actually go for a drive on that too.
You can. Yep, I've done many burnouts in there. We couldn't get there in race 1 because everyone ran out of fuel, but I think in race 2 we got to see a burnout on the burnout pad, surely.
So 16 laps, 21.28 minutes down of 45.
Now look at this. The soiree of Scots is battling hard here for P15 and P16. Scott West and Scott McKeown.
Duddle doing the fastest lap of his race just then.
It's a good lap too, 1:22.89 for him.
Oh, it's
See the McKeown on the inside.
Yeah, got on the inside. Nice.
Great move. Weston's going to get the inside
But,
to Gumtree, but watch McKeown though. He now gets the inside to turn 9. So this is what I'm talking about. You set yourself up for turn 10. You try and set yourself up a few corners earlier, and that's what the same thing for turn 9. He's out wide. He's going to rejoin in front of his teammate Brett Taylor, but he's lost the spot as well to Travis Brand. So not the run that he wanted, as Roy Clark is now to pit lane. Mackenzie in as well.
Mackenzie in as well. Yep.
So more of the top 10 coming in. And these are important stops there. Behind them is Joel Oosterval into pit lane as well in the DOSR machine. I wonder what DOSR stands for. Day Oosterval Sim Racing maybe? But it's DOSR Sim Racing, so I'm not quite sure, Brett, what the message is there. The secret, we need to try and decrypt it. DOSR and then Sim Racing after it. Yeah. So if it was just DOSR, it'd be Day Oosterval Sim Racing. But they've put Sim Racing on the end of DOSR, so I don't know what the SNR stands for.
So it could be Day Oosterval Sim Racing.
Maybe that's what it is. Well, look at this hot battle though. Mulford and Mackenzie. Clark has now come out of pit lane as well. All of these guys are pitted. They've all pitted, so this is for true position. Mulford's gotten past Mackenzie in a great move. Clark's ended up further back. Viger has lost out comparatively. And now Mulford will push on. But the more these guys battle, the more that Hall and Clifton and Heddersheet will be laughing. Because these guys are holding themselves up. Mick Clifton's into pit lane. Race leader's in.
Yep.
This is a massive money stop for Mick Clifton now. He's got to get this thing out of pit lane in 15 seconds or less. Monday in, Verben in. Into pit lane. Big stop, Brett. Huge stop for him.
What do you reckon? He's got to be 15 seconds?
15 seconds or less. And
15 seconds or less.
He could get away with 16.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah, 15.7.
15.7.
Absolute money.
Yeah.
Absolute money for Mick Clifton. He comes out behind Kokoschki, but we know that Kokoschki will have to come into pit lane again. But crucially, he's ahead of that pack of Mulford, Mackenzie, Clark, and Viger. That's what he wanted. And now Mick Clifton has got 20 minutes, 30 seconds, and maybe an extra lap to get this car home in his first round win here in the V8
some
Vets.
freshy tyres. He'll be warming them up.
So what about Stuart Hall? Does he come in this lap to try and counteract the undercut? Or is he maybe going to try and do an extra lap? He's actually going to do an extra lap. I think that's to solidify the leading a lap bonus point.
Yep.
So he's gone for that extra run. Header sheet in. Rick Viger stays out. Boardman is in. So crucial stops coming our way. Stuart Hall, race leader, has got to put in the laps of his life to try and gain some time on Mick Clifton, who's got clear track ahead of him and fresh tyres on board the Abbey Timber Ford Mustang. As Scott McKeown into pit lane. Barely pulled it up as well, by the way, at the corner, it seemed. He had a couple of incident reports coming in, so that was a heavy one. So who is going to take the race lead after the pit stop scenarios have been completed? Will it be Mick Clifton who's pushing on a new tyres? Or is the upcoming pit stop for Stuart Hall going to be enough to put him in race-winning position here for race number 2?
I don't mind the format. The format's quite good. It mixed it all up a little bit.
I think the reverse top 10 should have been for race 2, though, personally, Brett. I think the person who got pole in qualifying should have started pole for race 1. That's the only difference I would say should be implemented. I love a sprint round, and I think a sprint round is fantastic, especially when it's like this, a 30-minute barely make it home on fuel. And then race 2, you need a fuel stop 45 minutes. Do that inverted top 10 of the results of race 1. You're laughing. Unbelievable. So Hall into pit lane.
Hall in, yep.
Rick Viger in. Craig Friend in. Crosby in.
Well,
Travis
here they all
Brand
come.
and Corfidis, we expect, should follow them. As we're up to roughly lap 19. We're only actually 2 laps away from where you would have made it without fuel saving in race 1, roughly lap 21. Travis Brand's going to keep going here to get himself an extra point maybe, but he's got to lead this lap. He crosses the line. Koshki will follow him. Dave Arnie's out there as lap traffic as well. There's Mick Clifton. Where's Stuart Hall? Clifton's coming around now. There is Hall. It was actually slightly longer for him. Clifton's come past, still in the race lead. Now this is corrected race lead, mind you. But it has an asterisk above it. If there's a safety car, Kokoschki's all of a sudden going to be back in it again.
So there was only, what is that, 1/100th of a second between Hall and Clifton in their pit stop?
Yes, a 100th of a second.
Yeah. So
no, 1/10. It was 1.3.
1/10.
Yeah, 1.13.
Yeah.
So that is now the differential between the two of them. Tim Mulford up on the podium. What a run for him tonight.
Yep.
Great race. Simon Heddersheed to put himself inside of the top 10 after starting 35th in race 1 to get inside of the top 10, running inside of the top 10 right now, and could challenge for a podium. This could be our driver of the day right here.
You could see he was quick on track too. Like, I mean, he wasn't mucking about, and he was quick on track. So he just needed to have it all sort of lay out in front of him, and he put his right foot forward, and he's come up trumps.
He's driving significantly well. Yep. So we expected Brand not to be too far away. Now he is into pit lane. So when will Kokoschki commit to the pit stop, Brett? That's the question.
Well, I think you've got to leave it as late as you can, because just in case a safety car comes out, you've got to leave it as late as possible, because if you come in, you've blown that. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to help you, is it?
No, it won't.
So, yeah, I'd say Kokoschki's got to keep powering on, and just do that as late as possible, just to mitigate as much pain as possible.
So roughly 3.2, about 3 seconds is the gap separating Stevie Kokoschki and Mick Clifton at this stage. Kokoschki's last lap was actually a second slower than Clifton's was, so these old tyres are also maybe becoming a factor now too. Remember, he pitted back on lap 2, so he's actually just coming up to his 19th lap on this set of tyres. So the grip advantage is nowhere near as strong for Kokoschki as what it is for Clifton. And as well as he's got to try and push this car on for as long as possible. This is going to be a tough task for Kokoschki, but I think at this stage, the race win's gone. And if he doesn't get a safety car in the next few laps, he's not going to have a hope.
Yeah, or maybe we're seeing that time differential is he's trying to fuel save, obviously, as well.
I think so. I mean, it's come down by half a second on that last lap, so he's definitely trying to fuel save. But he's never going to save enough. He's never going to save enough. The saving grace is if we did get a safety car. Again, we're not going to
doing the fastest lap of the race, the 21.7. Nice.
Again, though, as I spoke about it in race 1, Brett, if we get a safety car tonight, it's not the laps you worry about, right? Oh, actually, there's been a big incident back here. Andrew Galley, Lon Mackay have gone into the wall off of turn 12.
Just as we talk about a safety car, is this a safety car?
Well, is it? Because there's huge
Andrew
damage.
Galley's got it going.
Both of them are going. But how much damage is on those cars? That looks to be a massive shunt. That looks to be a huge one. Look forward to seeing that one back in the replay. The important factor I was just making was, remembering we're not on set laps tonight, Brett. So let's say normally we'd be racing here, let's say for 50 laps, right? You have a safety car, you lose a few laps, but you don't lose nearly as much as what you do in a timed race. Think about how much time you lose in a race when you have a safety car. You lose about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes in this race is huge, because all of a sudden you've only got 5 minutes left. It cuts out so many more laps than what it does in a lapped count race. So in the case with Kokoschki, if he gets a safety car, he should make it home. but he's only probably got about 5 minutes until we get a safety car cut off line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's just saying he just said 12 litres I needed was not fuel saving. So there you go.
Yeah.
So battle packs at the moment we've got Tim Melford, McKenzie, Heddersheed, Clark. Then we've got Viger, Boardman, Viger, and Crosby.
I'll tell you what, Brett.
Further back we've got myself and Mundy
Heddersheed.
having a crack.
Heddersheed is driving incredibly well right now. He's already gotten past Roy Clark. He's now going to try and line up Scott McKenzie. This is a great run from him. Abel Verben has just dropped out, by the way. Andrew Galley's now into pit lane. Lon Mackay still running around with some damage. Has decided not to come in. But yeah, Verben has now dropped out due to an internet issue. That's taken him out of contention for the evening, unfortunately. We have got just under 13 minutes left on the clock here, Brett.
Not long.
Now, again, I believe if we don't get a safety car call in the next 2 minutes. Oh, Kokoschki's in. So it's a non-factor. So Kokoschki's in. So he's committed to it now, knowing how much time is left. And I think he knows that if we didn't get a safety car in the next 1.5 minutes, we weren't going to get one. Because they're not going to call a safety car with 10 minutes to go, because you'll lose the majority of that time under the safety car. So at this point, I think if we're going to go green to the end, I think here, Brett. And this right here,
so far, Nick Clifton,
what a drive. If we hadn't have given it to him last week for driver of the day, we would have been making arguments tonight for a wild card to get him in, to grandfather him into it. But
I'll tell you what, he's collected all the coins and he's leveled up, I think.
I mean, do we maybe make an exception? Do we make an extra special wild card exception tonight and put him on the block? He won it last week.
Well, let's see what happens further in the race.
We got to see what happens. But if he wins, if he wins this race, being that it's a sprint round, there's 2 races. Do we put him up, and do we crown 2 drivers of the day tonight?
Ooh.
Or do we just crown 1?
I don't know.
We'll
discuss.
We'll discuss. We'll figure it out.
But I'll tell you what, that Brett Fisher bloke, look, he's up 11 spots at the moment too, so he's having a good
race. Brett Fisher's doing well. Up 11, you said.
Yeah, up 11
spots. I know what's happened here. I know what's happened. All of a sudden, Brett and Damon are in the same team. Both the Fishers are in the same team. And all of a sudden, one of you is driving for the other. And Damon's in this car and you're in his car.
Oh, yeah, no.
That's what's happened here.
I don't think so.
Bit of sibling magic for you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the team has expanded rapidly over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Sean Palmer was saying earlier there's 200 vets drivers and 150 of them, and you're in shadow racing, Brett, funnily enough.
Correct.
So, it's quite an interesting turnaround.
Matty Monday give me a bit of curry at the moment on my tail. Joe Oosterwall on the back of Callaghan. And then we've got a nice little Blanchard, Verban, Chapman, Kokoschki now, further back in that little pack there further, and then Kokoschki and also Reynolds, Lovegrove, Kelleher, Taylor, McCune, and Weston. So that's a nice big battle pack back there.
I got to say,
plenty of battling still to go on.
Interesting that Matt Day has decided to stay with Oosterwall in that now duo partnership in what remains of that team, and not actually moving to shadow racing or where Phil originally went, which was LMV racing, although I believe he's now actually running as a privateer, so something's obviously occurred that has meant that Phil is now just running not as regularly as what he previously has. Oh no, Michael Quain, Yusuf Gorferdis about to come in together. That's down at turn 4, sorry. And Gorferdis has been in the wars tonight, it must be said. What happened to the 266 team? Unfortunately, they broke apart and they had a breakup, unfortunately. So,
and a few of them moved into the shadows.
They did indeed. Halil says it in to commit to a drive-through penalty for contact on that one.
Jeez, and he only just got their car stopped too.
He did. So he commits to that black flag now. Runs through pit lane. So McKenzie Still under pressure here and under fire from Simon Hedesheen.
Yeah, have a look at that top pack now. Like from 4th through to 11th, you could throw a blanket over it and I'd say don't blink. So that's very tight there. Only need one little mistake from anyone. 36 and a half 36 minutes. Stop trying to go find it. We'll just go 36 minutes. And if I keep rambling, it'll be 37 minutes in a 45-minute race.
I'll tell you what, there's been some great driving all
Someone
throughout.
was dropping there.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, no. Well, someone blinked
It was,
out.
it was
but I
Andrew
think they came back.
Lister, but yeah, I believe
Oh,
they
here
are
we go.
back.
Oh, nearly. Yep.
Oh, I was trying to select it actually to see who it was, but I
Yeah.
do apologise.
Oh, and it gone again.
Yeah,
And
Lister,
back again,
yeah,
I think.
Lister, I think
Lister.
is in pit lane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's blinking bad.
Yeah, listeners blinking.
He just reappeared ahead of that pack. What a great drive, though, from all these competitors here tonight. Must be said, phenomenal performance from a lot of them. But again, we've got to try and figure out who is going to be our driver of the day. I have got 4 names ready to get put out there.
All right.
Depending on how it goes, I may decide for it to be a twofer. Although, if it ties, the decision will be made for me, of course. So,
Oh, there you go, yeah.
we can see that this
Great to see
pack
that-
of cars, though, is still hotly contested
Yeah.
here, Brett. And if you look at the front end of town, Mick Clifton has dropped time here to Stuart Hall. Hall is only 0.7 of a
Yeah.
second off his tail. So this
Closed up.
This
Big.
race lead battle with just under 7 minutes to go could be on. And it could be on for young and old. Camaro versus Mustang, Ford versus Chevrolet. 2 drivers who want their first round win, although if Clifton were to finish P2, he would still win the round. But at least for Hall, he would take himself a race win for the first time.
I'm also keeping a close eye on Mackenzie back further because that pack we were just talking about before.
Oh, Mackenzie up the
there we go,
inside.
Mackenzie.
Contact with Mulford. Spins him round. Hedesheen comes through. Hedesheen now on the podium. What a drive.
Bradbury.
He
Done a
has.
Bradbury.
Boardman got caught up in it too. He got held back there behind Brendan Crosby. And then there's the Vigers. Both of them inside of the top 10. I think for the first time in a long time we've seen this happen. In behind Roy Clark.
Yeah,
but
wow.
Simon Hedesheen is on a net gain of, I think, about 32 positions tonight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know you wanted to put Mick Clifton up on driver of the day, but I think Simon Hedesheen has got to be in there as well.
Oh, he is. He is at the moment.
Has to be in
He's
there.
a part of the 4 names. 3 of them start with S.
Oh, I'm not. Never mind.
Would you like to be able to put it there?
Okay.
You sound disappointed, Brett.
So, no, it's all right. I didn't even bring a late note, so. But that battle pack still, I mean, look, you know, we're nearly into the 5-minute mark, and that battle pack from Mackenzie back, it's gapped out a little bit there, but that is going to, oh,
That was
feed us
fetus. Yep. Off in the
Yep.
sand.
that battle pack is going to get hotly contested with the closing stages of this race. So
Well.
let's keep an eye on that. I'll keep scanning for anyone making a bit of move. Brett Taylor on Kelleher. He's closed. He's very close. Now, drop back a little bit there. Reynolds on Chapman as well. You know how it always goes. As you start to get close to the end of the race, things get a bit hot and heavy.
This has been a fantastic effort from them.
Craig French still holding the fastest lap of the race with that 21.756.
He's got great pace, as Craig. And
4 minutes to go.
started the night in a hot position, obviously on the front row. Didn't quite end his race there in race 1, but this has been a great try for him as well. P9 on the road at this stage. It is getting down to the nitty and gritty. Mick Clifton is only 3 minutes and 40 seconds away from his very first round win here in Split 2 of the V8 Vets. Last week he was so tantalisingly close to the podium. Absolute heartbreak for him back at Tailem Bend. Tonight he started his night with a race win for worth a third of points. If he can survive the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds, possibly with an extra lap with Stuart Hall on his heels, this is going to be an all-time victory for Mick Clifton, and the party may never stop if this happens for the Rockstar on board the 351 Ford Mustang. 3 minutes left on the clock, Brett, and he's got 0.7 of a second. Back to Hall. Battle for the race leads on. This clock is about to strike midnight on one of their dreams.
And I'll tell you what, the car of Clifton just looks very poised. Like, it's just like no mistakes that I've seen over the last few laps that I've watched him. The car looks nice and tidy, so he's obviously very comfortable in the setup. Just letting it unwind as we go around for these last few laps.
See on board as
I don't
well.
think Hall's got. Yeah, I don't think Hall's got anything for him. I
think he does, but I think the struggle is right. You've got to get onto his tail, and then you've got to try and set it up right. So he hasn't got anything for him while he's 3 car lengths back.
No.
But if he can get within 1 car length, all of a sudden it's on, and he's got a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 minutes on the clock. It's going to be 2 more laps. We're going to go 33. This is going to be one for the ages, Brett. And it really. Actually, no. We may only get 1 more. This may be white flag. We're going to have to keep an eye on it. Because we've got 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock, counting down. It needs to be within 1 minute and 20. Let's see. Is the white flag flying? Because we may only have 1 lap to go. Where is Barney?
Where is he?
He's not waving it. So there's still, it's 2 laps.
He's being a lazy bugger.
Yep, it's 2 laps to go. So this is the second to last lap.
See, Hall is still at that 0.8. Like, it's been only fluctuating, sometimes down to 0.6, 0.8. So he's not sort of attacking close enough to sort of go, oh, he's a bit of a threat. So I think at this stage, Mick Clifton's got this in the bag, barring a mistake from Clifton. And then back further, the header sheet is cleared from Mackenzie by 1.2 seconds. Clark 1.6 seconds behind Mackenzie. So that's all starting to spread out through there. But Viger on Clark still pretty close there. Which Viger are we talking about?
Which one are we talking about? That's the question. Are we talking about Rick or are we talking about Chad? Because it's very rare that we do see them on track together, it must be said. So we've got about 25 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for them to get to the line.
Monday's got past himself too, so he's in 13th.
This is going to actually be right on the wire here, Brett. But because Barney's not waved the white flag yet, this must always be the white flag. So here it is. So this is the final lap of the race. It was always going to be it. Literally with 4 seconds on the clock, it is 1 more lap to go. So this is the final lap of the race. And the final lap of the night.
Take it to him at all.
Can he? And look at this. The Viger brothers running strong and behind Roy Clark right now. Chad and Rick doing a great effort right now. We've got Darren Crosby, Craig Friend, Kokoschki. Can he sneak that car by? Of course he can.
He has.
Down 17 now. The run of podium finishes is now gone for him. Tony Chapman's had to pit again. He underfueled the car. So Tony Chapman's not been able to fuel save. Up and around Gumtree they ride. And I don't think Hall is close enough to put the pressure on Clifton. He's not. He's nowhere near him. He had to be right underneath the rear wing.
Blanchard dropping.
Oh, he is. Where is Blanchard? There he is there. He's off the road. And he's off the road on the infield of the circuit. Just off of, I think that's turn 6. Not the spot you want to be in. 2 corners to go. It's overtime. It's overtime time. And what it is a great time. The Rockstar's going to be rocking on strong. He took the win in race one. Guess what? Make it a double and pour it on strong. Mick Clifton takes the round win at Winton.
Oh, and he's happy about it too, and why wouldn't you be? Hawley in second spot.
Yep.
Heddersheed he's 6 seconds back. Here he comes.
Third.
Heddersheed in third, so that rounds out at the podium. Fantastic stuff.
So to confirm as well, Blanchard was actually parked off the exit of turn 1. So the poll is up for driver of the day. Mick Clifton, Stuart Hall, Simon Heddersheed, or the Viger brothers for a double win.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. What a drive. And take both races into consideration. Because it's not just race 2, it's race 1 and race 2. And that was a significantly special race for all involved. Is Mick Clifton going to go to the burnout pad? No, he's not. None of them are going there.
No,
Why
he's
not?
No,
None of them are going to the burnout pad.
Perfect
Come on, boys.
opportunity.
Come on. You've literally got an area where you can do it.
And not back the car into a wall.
That's right. What a special time it is. And what a special race it was. Unbelievable.
Come on, 80. 13 voters so far. Come on, there's more than 13 people
Get
out
your
there. Come on.
votes in. Come on.
Let's get your votes in. Come on.
41 people were watching at one stage. It's down to 32. But come on, get those votes in, people. We want to see you all voting away.
Click, click.
It's a free vote. You don't have to pay for nothing. You just have to be a subscriber to the channel.
Still 13 votes. Come on.
Celebrations begin for Mick
Oh, here we
Clifton,
go.
who
Oh!
puts it in the wall.
Yeah, noses it in.
Put it in the barrier down there as he continues to light it up for us on the main straight. We'll get our race results here for you as well. So a reminder of what happened and went down in race number 1. Here's the results for race 1 on the evening. It was Mick Clifton to Stephen Kokoschke, Chad Viger on the podium to Stuart Hall, Tim Mulford, Roy Clark, Rick Viger, Simon Heddersheed, Craig Miller. Scott McKenzie was the top 10. Tony Chapman, Darren Crosby, James Boardman, Craig Friend ahead of Andrew Listener, Joe Mahoney, David Duddle, Matt Monday, Scott Weston and Darryl Callahan then finishes inside of the top 20 for race 1. Further back we find Todd Duggan, Chris Blanchard, Wade Reynolds, Brett Fisher, Derek Lovegrove. The top 25 ahead of Abel Verbin, Dave Arney, Joel Oosterval, Yusuf Kolfiadis, Matthew Day. The top 30. And then down the order was Scott McCune, Darren Goosey, Lorne Mackay, Adrian Zeal, Peter Kelleher, Halil Cesar, Andrew Galley, Brett Taylor, Travis Band, Paul Burns. And finally, Michael Quain, the back end of the field for race number 1. As we'll look to race 2's results. Mick Clifton does the double, of course. Takes on the race winner ahead of Stuart Hall, who gets second for the round. Simon Heddersheed, I think, is contesting with Roy Clark for P3 on the round here this evening. Scott McKenzie, Roy Clark, they're the top 5 in that race. Chad Viger, Rick Viger together inside of the top 10 ahead of Darren Crosby, Craig Friend, James Boardman. Gets himself a top 10 here tonight as well. Tim Mulford ahead of David Duddle, Matt Monday, Brett Fisher ahead of Darryl Callahan, Joel Oosterval, Andrew Listener, Stephen Kokoschke, the top 18, first round that he's not finished on the podium. And that will be a tough one to swallow. Abel Verbin, Wade Reynolds then. The top 20 in behind them. Row to the second page, you find Derek Lovegrove, Pete Kelleher, Brett Taylor ahead of Scott Weston, Scott McCune, Travis Brand, Paul Burns, Adrian Zeal, Darren Goosey, Joe Mahoney is alongside each other as down there as well. Michael Quain ahead of Yusuf Kolfiadis, Halil Cesar, Tony Chapman, Lorne Mackay, Dave Arney, Chris Blanchard, Andrew Galley, Todd Duggan, Matt Day, the top 40, and Craig Miller. Disqualified from that one, I believe, for towing without permission at the end of that race. We're going to end the poll. And what a performance it was for those drivers out there. The poll results are in. 15 votes out of 32 viewers. And there has been a decision made. Our driver of the day here for round 4 of this season. Mick has not done it, which means we still have the wild card available to us. Brett. I must say. So we still have got the wild card available to us because Mick has not actually won it. It has gone the way of Simon Heddersheet of Fully Flawed. So great performance, Simon.
Well done, Simon.
Finds him as the driver of the day here this evening for Winton Motor Raceway. After starting from P35, he gets his car up into P3 at the end of race 2. What a drive. A quality drive to survive everything that was surrounding him and to get that car home inside of not only the top 10, but the top 3. I
bet you he's fully flawed.
He definitely is. Definitely fully flawed. He's probably lucky he didn't actually get trodden on whilst he was moving his way through the order there, Brett.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely stomped his way forward. I am not proud of myself for my jokes that I make.
Wasn't going to say anything. That was worse than mine.
What we have got, though, is our race winner here this evening, sitting in the green room waiting to come see us. That is not the podium. I don't know why that's telling us that's the podium.
What happened there?
That is... Hang on. We'll move forward some laps.
Miss Jane?
No. Here we go. All right. Will it show me it now? Yes, it will. There we go. It's not the right podium because Tim Mulford's in third, but that's okay. It's all right. It's got Mick Clifton in P1. That's what we need. We have got our race winner here tonight from both race 1 and race 2. Takes home his first round win here in Split 2. Mick, welcome in. Congratulations. What a win for you. Absolutely incredible. Incredible stuff. This has been such a long time coming.
Not wrong.
And the heartbreak of last week at Tailem Bend, you take this though, don't you? You take that heartbreak if it means you get this week, surely.
Yeah, the heartbreaks help to do this.
It's a bit of a motivator, it seems. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what a race win for you, though. I mean, across both races, Mick. I mean, you saved fuel well in race 1. Put yourself in the position to get the win in race 1, and then took the advantage in race 2, controlled the race, kept yourself tidy, and took home a very quality and solid race win for race 2 as well.
Yeah, race 2 was like a godsend after the first one, saving fuel. Just had to get to a number every lap and just held people up. Ran shallow lines, and they couldn't get around. But the start got me that first race. When some people got together out of turn 2.
Well, I mean, sometimes, strong starts, they're the one thing that can make or break your race. And we saw that, comparatively last week, right, to your main competitor tonight, Stuart Hall, was in neutral of the start line last week, put him back all the way down the order, then got caught up in an incident a bit late, and it put him on the back foot the whole way home. Strong start for you tonight. It's put you on the front foot and it's taking you home to a race win. I mean, it's incredible stuff to see happen.
It's unbelievable. I'm just so happy about it, but I feel bad for Steve too. I didn't know he's short-filled, and I thought I was racing him for the win.
Oh, to be fair, that comes down to the strategy gamble, and it doesn't always go driver's way, and it goes other drivers' way at the best of times. But on to Phillip Island next week, Mick. Are you excited for that one, or do you think that could be a struggle for you? Because I think at times tracks like Phillip Island have...
Island.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we've seen you do well in other series at tracks like Phillip Island before, but we've also seen you catch the bad end of the luck as well. Are you hoping, though, that this can now be a run of momentum for you into the next week and then even the week after at Tailem Bend?
Yeah, I hope so. I just want podiums now. I want to make split 1. So.
Very good.
At least once in my life, I want to make split 1.
Look at that. He's taken home a win, and now he's thinking about split 1, Brett. I mean, it's
the way to go. You've always got to push forward.
But you know what?
Yeah, it's one thing going this fast, but it was, like you said in the broadcast, getting comfortable.
Yeah.
I think you said it, Brett. You got to get comfortable going that fast, and that's been the hard part for me.
Yeah. Well, and as I said, like I noticed just a few laps that I was watching you, that the car just seemed really poised. Like there was no second bites, there was no indecisions. It was just tidy. So you obviously you've gelled with the car, you've gelled with the track, But is that what you're finding at the moment? Just things are sort of clicking a bit, no matter what you do.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm on a 520-day iRacing streak now. So
Wow. Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. You know.
yeah, so I've been doing a lot of driving and getting comfortable in the car. That's been the main thing.
Yeah.
What happens, Mick, if you have a power outage? You just give your login details to one of your teammates so they can keep the streak up for you?
No, it hasn't happened yet, but
Yeah.
I'm
Commentator's
waiting.
curse. Well done, Hamish.
Yeah. It has happened, but we've got it back in time, thank God. So I don't break the streak. But yeah, I do
No, that's
laps
good.
every day. Yeah.
Well, Mick, a massive congratulations to you. I'm sure the celebrations have been wild, incredible over the last few days and even today as well. We hope that you're well prepared for Phillip Island next week. It's going to be a hell of a challenge for the next round of the season. We wish you the best of luck when we head out to the second of 3 tracks in Victoria this season. Who do you want to give a shout out to, Mick? Anyone?
Yeah,
everyone, whoever it may be.
Everyone. I'll do the sponsors first. Abbey Timber. Get some wood from them. Primer Wheels. Box and Lock Storage at Narang. Modern Deck. And yeah, just thank Greg for giving me some extra pointers on how to use the brakes and save fuel. And just found the clutching in was really good, and not clutching in and not downshifting was really good.
Well, it has been
That's
a
how I did
while.
that.
It's been a while since I've heard those sponsors shouted out on a stream of mine, and it's good to hear them come out of your mouth this time, Mick. So,
Yeah.
best of luck next week at Phillip Island. Thanks so much for coming over chat to us, and a massive congratulations on this round win and double race win here at Winton.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was an awesome round for me. Yeah, still can't believe it.
Thanks so much, Mick. Best
Well
of
done,
luck.
mate. Well done.
All right, and shout out to Lorne McKee too. He's had a bad run, so
Yeah,
I just,
we want to see Lorne
Yeah.
do well again. Let's see Lorne get back up there.
yeah, I want to see him on the podium with me.
Thanks so much, Mick. Mick Clifton, your
All right.
round and race winner here today. What a performance from him, though, Brett. Unbelievable performance from him.
Yep. it's
Obviously, the
great.
Simon header sheet is our driver of the day as well. I mean, a well-deserved driver of the day for Simon. I think any of those 4 choices you could have picked and you could have said acceptable.
Oh,
today.
well deserved. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they all drove very, very well. But before we go, we've got a few things to tick off the box.
Nice.
Namely, first of all,
Highlights?
Brett, it's very, very important. It is the
Yes.
SIMRIGS post-race highlights. The race 2 highlights for you here from round 4 out at Winton Motor Raceway. It all started on the main straight, of course, and it was a hot race start from race 1 winner Mick Clifton, who found himself in the line of fire early up towards turn 1. But there was a lot of dramas down here. Many cars off the road. You see there the 2 podium cars coming together of Chapman and Miller. And that would find Miller up into the wall down here. Contact as well with one of the EWT cars. Dave Arney went around too.
Yeah.
But I want to see what happened off the start to Matthew Day that put him off the road. That's what I want to see
Jesus.
happen. Because this is a wild one back here. And he's battling with none other than it appears to be Brett Fisher.
Yep.
What's
That's
happened
me.
here, Brett? So he's gone in the grass, Carl Reindler style, straight across
Yeah.
your nose and in the wall.
Yeah.
It's not the start that you wanted.
Well, I think Matty Day went for a move on the outside. He thought there was enough room on the outside, but unfortunately he got himself into the grass and he pulled the car around. And thank goodness it missed the front of my car. Otherwise, it could have been a little bit more to that story.
There was Dave Arney's spin around as well. You saw Paul Burns taking evasive action off the back of this as well. When we saw a similar incident to this quite a few seasons ago, Brett, if you recall, I believe it was with Mikey Harland and I think Steve Lanyon or Steve Grumley from memory down here at turn 3. Very similar incident. This one though, this time it's between Halil Cesar and Yusuf Corfiadis. So you see Cesar trying to get past. I think that's Darren Goosey down here at 3. He's got alongside Goosey. Corfiadis is still ahead. And so as Cesar's come through, Corfiadis has turned down, not expecting his car to be there.
Yeah.
Contacts made. and around Corfeidus goes, and that's what actually gave Cesar the black flag in that race, and what gave him the drive through, and then Zippy as well.
Trying to get himself out of a bit of trouble there.
Yeah.
Oh, he does quite nicely.
So, of course, we then had a little bit of back and forth for pit lane. Obviously, this was a moment for Lorne Mackay, who even Mick Clifton said, real struggle at this point of the season, unfortunately for Lorne, and just not the run that he's been wanting.
Yeah, wow. Oh. Lucky to get out of that as he did, actually. It could have been a lot worse. He could have come on track or could have hit that Marshall stand.
And then this was pretty significant for the race in terms of the whole race. Stephen Kokoschky, into pit lane, comes in, gets it pulled up for the corner, but crucially, it was a 12-second stop that he had in pit lane that ultimately led to him losing this race because he had to come down pit road once again. Craig Miller, Matt Day eventually were able to get back into pit lane. No safety car intervention off the back of that one. Joe Mahoney, though, getting involved in some strife. This was up at turn 1 and 2. Just runs it a little bit wide. Gets a bit of a wild run. Keeps it going, though, which is good to see. You see the pace that Monday's carrying in behind him.
Yeah.
And that there is quite scary. That they could have gone a hell of a lot worse if they were not careful. I'm having to scroll past a lot of crashes here because it's actually just people coming into pit lane and lying to me. That was one thing we sort of, spotters was saying, someone's had a crash. And This was Mahoney. That was Mahoney's screen freeze. Very lucky not to hit the wall. He got it pulled up. But, very, very lucky that did not end up worse than what it did for Mahoney, it must be said, down there. We kept it pretty neat and tidy after that then, and there wasn't anything major in terms of incidents. It was relatively clean all throughout this race for the drivers out there. Again, all the incidents I'm reading, they're all just people coming into pit lane because it reads them, they're going so slow, it thinks they've had a crash. It thinks they've actually parked when they haven't. They're just going slow. No, there was this one. We cannot forget about this one. This was down at turn 12. Andrew Galley and Lorne Mackay. This was a big one. So Lorne over the curb. You see Galley runs wide, catches the outside curb, hooks him up, puts them both in the wall.
Yeah.
And that is a big one. As well, Yusuf Corfeidis and Michael Quain as well getting into each other. This is much later in the race. This is down at turn 9. Very late dive for Corfeidis. And just put the anchors on as well. And I got to say, I don't know how safe that is. I know that he's trying to wait to obviously just keep himself predictable, but
yeah, that could have been a lot worse.
That could have been a hell of a lot worse, but for him pulling it up. This was a pretty significant moment as well in the race. This is what actually handed Heddersheed the podium. A moment between Mackenzie and Mulford. So Mackenzie goes for the late dive at turn 7, makes contact with Mulford down here. You see them all sneaking on past, and Mulford moves and Baldwin gets pulled up.
In front of Heddersheed's car actually just got a bit of damage there. Well, just got hit too, and that. So that could have been the end of Heddersheed's run there, but he just got the car past it.
And this was Chris Blanchard. And that sounds like it's broken.
Yeah, there was no shift down. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, it is a bit weird.
Let's, you know what? Let's go back because I'm not really hearing anything that tells me this is broken.
4th,
5th, 6th. Yeah, that's like a brake pedal's broken or something.
Yeah.
It's a very, very odd moment for Mr. Blanchard, but yeah, very odd. Very, very odd indeed. But that'll get us prepped and ready though for the end of tonight's broadcast. Of course, it's been an absolute pleasure to call it all for you once again. We've got a few things to roll through just quickly here before we do actually. And of course, I want to give a shout out to all the series sponsors, including SIMRIGS, the title sponsor of the V8 Veterans, Logitech G, Paramount Isuzu, Play One, SimGear, Project Fade, Streetwear, LGC Images, and M1 Used Cars Driver of the Day Award. Tonight it went the way of Simon Heddersheed. Next week it could go to you. We are out at Phillip Island next week for the next round of the season. It's going to be an absolutely wild one. It's the track in which we've run the most laps around here in V8 Veterans and have run the most kilometres as well. And it's always special when it gets to join us on the Vets calendar once again. Brett, it's going to be exciting next week for Phillip Island. Winton was exciting with the sprint round. I want to see the sprint round return next season, but with the top 10, inverted top 10 going into race 2 instead of into race 1. I think other than that, it was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, missed the first race, but I was here for the second race. Great to be here. Glad to see that second race. Can't wait for Phillip Island. That should be good.
A fun one. It's going to be a fun one next week out at Phillip Island, one of the homes of motorsport here in Victoria. One that we're always excited to go to as well. For myself, Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside. We appreciate time, appreciate efforts here being with us on the V8 Veterans and Infinity Broadcasting channels as well. You can help support us by clicking the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon too on both channels. You do it on the Vets channel. Help support us with the Split 2, Split 3, and Split 4 action as well all throughout. You can help support us over at Infinity Broadcasting by doing the same thing, and you'll be helping support us with Split 2 action of Vets and as well as Highside Motorsports Gen 6 Cup Series action. They are running the next 8 weeks in a row to the end of their season before they get out to the Charlotte Classic at the start of September. That's going to be a fun run for you guys to keep an eye on. They'll be going racing Monday morning, 9:50 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for their next round of the season. The Showtime Retro 130 out at Richmond Raceway. You guys don't want to miss that one over here on Infinity Broadcasting. Oh, hang on, I've got to unmute you, Brett, because I had to mute you because I heard myself in my ear from you. But
sorry,
what were you going to say? No, it's okay.
I was going to say, Retro Round has been officially announced for round 10. So
Bathurst
liveries, get amongst it.
Yep, get amongst it. Very special.
You can mute me back now, Hamish.
That's okay. Very special plan for Infinity Motorsport. I'll tell you after the broadcast, Brett. Everyone else has to wait and see what our plan is. What I will say is, though, it's something that we've done before, but with a slight twist. So
nice.
Yeah, we'll see what goes. But a massive thank you to everyone who's joined us. Thank you to Brett as well for coming in a bit later tonight after his friend's birthday. I really appreciate it, Brett. Thank you so much. Thank you to all that joined us. I hope you guys enjoy. We've got the song to come your way just after this one. Don't go anywhere. But until next time, I've been Hamish Munro Brett Fisher alongside. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week out of Phillip Island. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
It's been 3 rounds and the points got wild. Kokoschke leading like a runaway child. Mustang snapping with a 2-win bite. Synergy rolling like a Friday night. McKenzie chasing with a 41 swing. Misfits ready for the Winton ring. Burns in the Camaro trying to trim that lid. 801 plotting every lap they need. Hauling vigor creeping in the back row. Camaro Mustang ready for the show. Winton's tight, twisty, tricky little track. One wrong move and it bites right back. Hold up, Winton's coming in hot. 30-minute sprint, then a 45 shot. Championship pressure like a fuse about to break. Series 28 rhythm with a rapid fire shake. Flip it, grip it, send it, rip it. Every corner's got a chance to tip it. Crash, dash, clash, flash. Who's gonna last? Winton weak hits fast. Hall got a podium, vigor once more. Nova and Ingers knocking on the door. 3 rounds deep and the tension's tied. Every direction for a Winton 5 points so close you can snap the chain. One bad lap and you're out of the lane. Winton sticky, tricky, quick and slick. Gotta dance that track like a rhythmic trick. Grip that wheel, feel the heat rise. Winton's got teeth and it never lies. Brake late, rotate, throttle on tap. One tiny slip and you're off the map. Hold up, Winton's coming in hot. 30-minute sprint, then a 45 shot. Championship pressure like a fuse about to break. Series 28 rhythm with a rapid fire shake. Flip it, grip it, send it, rip it. Every corner's got a chance to tip it. Crash, dash, clash, flash. Who's gonna last? Winton weak hits fast. Sector 1's tight like a coiled up spring. Every driver praying for a perfect swing. Sector 2's chaos, elbows out wide. Dive bomb city on the inside ride. Sector 3's where the brave get paid. Send it so hard that the to save every tenth, every inch, every heartbeat beat. Winton turns sweat into pure concrete. 30-minute sprint like you're chasing fate. 45 settle and dominate. Fuel burn rise and tires getting thin. Winton's where champions dig deep and win. Traffic ahead, pressure behind. Every driver fighting with a fractured mind. Hold that line, don't break stride. Winton's gonna test your pride. Ribbon and fire rhythm, heartbeat kicking, lap time ticking, tires flicking. Mustang, Camaro, all colliding. Series 28, no hiding. Points on the table, tension thick. Every move calculated quick. Winton weak, no retreat. Feel that rapid fire beat. Hold up! Winton's coming in hot. 30-minute sprint, then a 45 shot. Championship pressure like a fuse about to break. Series 28 rhythm with a rapid fire shake. Flip it, grip it, send it, rip it. Every corner's got a chance to tip it. Crash, dash, flash, flash. Who's gonna last? Winton week hits fast. Hold up! Winton's coming in hot. 30-minute sprint, then a 45 shot. Championship pressure like a fuse about to break. Series 28 rhythm with a rapid fire shake. Flip it, grip it, send it, rip it. Every corner's got a chance to tip it. Crash, dash, flash, flash. Who's gonna last? Winton week hits fast. Winton's wild, Winton's mean. Series 28, full machine. Round 4 rise and hearts collide. Winton week, ride or die.
Screaming, tires bleeding, virtual cubes, the motor's breathing, engine thunder from down under, piston fire, turn asunder, put your name in lights. Oh, with the vets tonight, it's a 1,000 decibel super car fight, burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. But the racing's real. Pedal down every pass you feel. Step right up and place your bets. This is us, the V8 vets. Put your name in lights. Put your name in lights with the vets tonight. It's a 1,000 decibel super car fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Put your name. It's a 1,000 decibel super car fight. Burn this track to the ground with V8 sound. Burn this track to the ground. Come on now, put your name in lights.
The Racing Series is a new milestone in Logitech G.
All the great old wheels, the G29, the G920, the G923, they all have their own unique way of connecting to each other, but there's no room for expansion with those products.
So the question arose was, what if we were to give the opportunity for the racer to switch out from a drifting wheel to a GT rim?
With the wheel hubs that we've created, that's got a very specific button set, but you can replace any of the steering wheels.
And the real lovely aspect to this was we could give the user, driver and the racer the opportunity to experience different genres of race.
That allows drivers to craft high quality, customized setups that resonate with your individual racing style.
When we start with the design, we always start sketching. Very often, once we've got sketches, we start discussing with engineering.
We had 3 rounds of engineering testing or user testing where we invited in users from sim racing, and every single round of feedback we refine, the product based on what they tell us.
In the sim racing lab, again, we're going to use data to really analyze what a driver needs. We've used everything from eye tracking to the inputs from the pedals, the inputs from the, let's just say, input devices, the wheel and the pedals, the shifter. We're taking that and we're compiling it so that we can build different products based on those individuals' needs for all consumers and all drivers.
I don't know of anyone else in the industry that's actually doing this kind of research into their products to see how their products are affecting performance of their users.
We've built the product to make sure that it's as reliable as possible.
So the innovations in engineering that I'd say we're most proud of is the sequential handbrake and shifter toolless changeover. This is now a patented system, so it's really easy for the user to just switch between modes.
If you give people the tools to do what they want, they will.
They will just go off and have fun.
Hey guys, sorry about the lack of videos lately, but I've been really busy down in Melbourne with SIMRIGS. I've actually built our first rig in Melbourne. It's featuring our new ASR chassis. So basically it's an ASR Pro with a cubic QS210 motion system with a cubic BT1 belt tensioner. I've coupled it with an awesome set of LG ultra wides. What you've seen before, these are the new brackets that I've made for the cubic system to suit the ASR, and you notice it's really low to the ground. We got it really low to sort of match a real car, you know, like a lot of motion systems sit quite high, and that's really annoying that you need steps to actually get in it. So now I've lowered it down, it's actually really low to the ground. And the awesome thing with cubic is when it sits, it actually sits down like a real lowrider, and it only raises when it comes back and starts moving. Also on this rig, we've got the fantastic SIMRIGS active pedals. Not going to get a better pedal on the market. Couple that with the SIMRIGS Coral. We've given it the whole Porsche livery and the Grid Racing by SimLabs Porsche wheel. So that just ties it all in together. So it's an awesome build. I really love these monitors because of the semicircle. You just look at, you're fully encapsulated. And being ultra wide, yes, they are a little bit narrow, but with the 45 inches, it is taller. It is, I think, about maybe 2 inches higher compared to a 32 monitor. The color that you get out of them is fantastic. Really nice and deep, good blacks, as any OLED should be. That's it, guys. We've got heaps more builds that we're doing at the moment. Our ASR containers arrived, so you'll be seeing them on our website as well. So, till next time.